Okay.
That's video.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But the turnout was good. It was pretty neat. You know, some people have power out. Yeah. I'm sorry.
She didn't have a ticket.
So I have a ticket.
That was Deborah. Thank you guys for coming out this morning, spending this afternoon with us. My name is Everett Bonet. Thank you guys for coming to our workshop today. It's going to be a great training. We have some dynamic speakers. First, we're going to have the queen of the bundle, Miss Galen Hendricks.
Woo!
Yes. You can do better than that. You can do better than that.
Woo!
Fantastic training. Now, I need for you guys to take some serious notes because she's going to show you how to really position yourself to increase your sales doing what we call bundling or personal protection products. Because we all know that when we offer Medicare, when it comes to supplements, Medicare Advantage plans, there's serious gaps in the plans. And if you learn how to position yourself to offer these products the way Galen is going to train you, you cannot help but have your business grow. She's going to talk to you about products that we have exclusive with integrity. So give us a round of clap for that.
Woo!
That is really going to give you some high commissions. Most of the people that I know, they go out there, they sell life insurance, they sell health insurance, they might sell some wealth plan. But what is really, really missing is these supplemental auxiliary plans. And if you take notes with this, you cannot help but have 2 or 3 sales with the opportunity we're going to present today. So without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to Galen Hendricks, please.
Anytime you got some 70s rocking in the house, you got my attention. I joke, I go on the 70s rock and romance cruise once a year, and after I went the first year, I said I would never not go again. But I'm telling you guys, y'all should get a ticket because you could sell a ton of Medicare. Because I'm like the youngest one next to my kid sister on the trip. So what I thought I would show you all today is the presentation that I did for Integrity Innovate recently. I don't know what's more important, the presentation or you, Everett, but both are important to me. Hey, yeah, you can sell accident. So I told Everett before I leave today, I'll also explain how all of these plans can be sold in a group setting. But one of the most important things I want you to write down today, because we've changed some words, we're going to give you how to present this better. We're going to give you 3 pivotal questions that will show you all how to pivot this in your presentation. So let's have a get honest moment, okay? How many of you in the room are scared to bring these up because your clients always say they can't afford it?
Raise your hand.
We only have one honest person? Okay, we got a few. Okay, well, that's good. Those of you that are being secretly honest, I still think you're honest. So I'm going to take you down a path. I had a life agent that was in one of my cross-selling boot camps. And when we do boot camps in Fort Worth, they're like you went into the military. We do a day of product training, and we do a hard day's work of role playing. And we get people very uncomfortable so that they can get comfortable when they're with their client, okay? So today, I need you all to write down the word uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
And then I want you to write, what does that mean in revenue in my business? I know that's a long sentence, but we're doing a business plan. You wouldn't be here today because I imagine there are a whole lot more agents that are in this hierarchy that are not here today, right?
Yes.
You people are the people that matter today. Because you people are telling me that you ultimately care about your clients and want the best for them. But what this agent told me last week, he said, when I first started selling life insurance, the best advice I got from W. Clement Stone, who was the leader of Combined Insurance, said, in order to get people to buy life insurance, you have to bring the hearse to the door. They've got to see the flowers. They got to know that's legit. So I took that statement and I kind of pondered it for a couple of days, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do it a little different because I know how I like to learn. And I always joke with a lot of people, I speak 2 languages. Texan, which is very fast. I know y'all think we're slow, but we speak fast. And I actually know a little bit more than you do because I've been doing this 41 years. But I've been selling multiple products to clients for years. And a lot of you see this as new. When I was at a conference this year, they were talking about cross-selling like it was something that just came about. And I'm like, y'all, I've been doing this 41 years. This is not new. This is just new to people that are scared to death because they're not making the money they were once making. So we got to get real. So I want to take you down the path. So the next thing I want you to write on your sheet of paper is necessary. You, the agent, need all of these plans. Get convicted. Because I want your client to turn to you and say, okay, so see, this is mistake number uno. If you don't have the plan, you can't sell the plan. And I don't like the word can't, because can't means you're physically unable. So really what you're doing is you won't sell the plan. See, that's when everybody's looking at me because they're like, oh crud, what's going on now? Okay, so the first thing you got to do, third thing you're going to write on your list is get convicted.
Get convicted.
So I want to talk about what you're required to do when you speak with a client. Do you know what CMS's #1 complaint about the agents is? That we don't tell the clients what the plan doesn't do. Now, I think that's kind of hilarious myself, because half the time when you're watching Hallmark, you don't know if you're watching the Hallmark channel or the other age, Humana. And so a lot of people will see those Humana commercials and they get very confused. They don't know which plan they should go with. So the truth of the matter is, I'm going to talk senior market first, and then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the spouse in the house. Today, I'm not going to PowerPoint y'all to death because I don't like it. I don't like it for myself. I don't like it for you guys, because that's not really how you learn. You got to learn how to bring this up in conversation. Okay? So I want to ask you, if you were writing yourself a policy And the doctor comes in and he says, hey Galen, you did break your hip. I'm going to send you to some skilled nursing. For this particular break, it's going to take about 45 days. How many days are paid for on your Medicare plan? What was that? I heard it from someone. 20. Now, it's interesting. I was doing a playbook event with another colleague of mine and Tony's recently, and I said, pull up the AHIP exam, and I want you to go through it, and I want to see if there's anything in AHIP about the number of days that are covered in skilled nursing. Because there's a book called the Medicare and You book. Y'all know that book? Yeah. How many of you have read it cover to cover? How many of you read it every year cover to cover? How many of you catch the changes? See, it's a lot, right? But what's cool for me is I like Big Chief tablet. Anybody know what I'm talking about when I say Big Chief tablet? Am I the only old one in the room? Okay. Well, when I was growing up, we had Big Chief tablets. They were kind of before the yellow pad, right? They had an Indian on it, and that's what you wrote all your notes in. Well, that's how I've sold for years. I don't have a computer when I sell. I have a notepad, and I'm making sure that every client I'm talking to, whether it's phone or in person, they know I'm listening. So the very first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to relate to myself first. How do I want to be taken care of? So I go to this really can I say ass in Chicago? Yeah. Okay. Kick-ass rehab center. And then on the 21st day, they come to me and say, hey, your cost now is $300 a day to stay here, or we can move you to another place that qualifies, but you still have a copayment. Well, if I'm digging this kick-ass place and I'm getting better, do I want to go to a Medicaid nursing home for my other 20 days of rehab?
No.
Do you?
No.
Have y'all been in a Medicaid nursing home in the last 5 days?
Yes.
If not, write it down. That my next field trip, I'm going to build a continuing education course around this from now next year. And when I come into NABIT groups and do CE meetings, we are going to load everybody up in a yellow school bus, not a comfortable bus, a yellow school bus, and we're going to drive to a Medicaid nursing home, and I'm going to walk the agents through it, and then I'm going to find out if they truly want to start selling short-term care. Because people get thrown away in those places every day. And we think it's uncomfortable to bring it up. It's more uncomfortable to stay in one than for you to bring it up. Causing themselves cancer, but yet I'm too uncomfortable to bring it up when their package of cigarettes or that vape pen says, this will cause cancer. So, guy, 4, 5 guys. Which 3 of you are going to get cancer? See, that's the look you do. The look I do is I go, and I've done this for years.
2 out of 5.
Nobody in my dad's family had cancer till him. He died. 5 weeks, 6 weeks to 3 years. Why do you think you don't need a cancer plan? Wouldn't it be smarter to use Aetna's money than your bank account? Shut up. Listen. You don't have to talk all the time. Y'all all are watching me. Nobody's on their phone. No one's texting. You know why? Because my voice changed. This is important to me because it happened to my family, and I don't want it happening to yours. You may still die, but you'll have a policy, whereas my mother had to pull $10,000 out for a care flight of her $100,000 life insurance policy because people like that pay their bills. Now she only had $90,000 to find a house. And my dad wasn't even alive when they took him in the care flight. But it's uncomfortable for you to bring it up. It's uncomfortable to get a call from the adult child and say, Galen, my mom just got diagnosed with cancer and they're asking us for $7,000 out of pocket. This is supposed to be zero. She's got all this stuff from you saying 0, 0, 0, 0. No, I read the disclosure, told her it was 20% of chemotherapy and radiation up to her max out of pocket. But because I'm Galen, I also have a form that she signed after I asked her 3 times that she said she did not want it. And she would not give me your phone number. She would not give me your email address because I tried to get in touch with you to see if you would rather pay this instead of draining a 401k. I guarantee you I'm going to sell that adult child a policy now for herself. Because see, the difference with you and me, when someone asks if I have a cancer plan, I do. Someone asks, do you have long-term care, short-term care, home health care? I do. Dental, vision and hearing? I do. Life insurance? I do. So if I have all these things, why would I not want the people who pay me monthly and provide for my family to have the same type of coverage I do? Everyone you see should give you 3 no's. You can solve ignorance. You cannot solve stupidity or prioritization. But your job, and if CMS were to ever shop you, you would be able to say, they knew there was a 20% chemotherapy and radiation. I read it to them, but not only did I read it to them, they signed a form saying no, no, no. That's better than any E&O policy you will ever take in your life. The other thing it does the next day, when you call them back and say, hey, before I submit all this, I want to make sure that you don't want to be taken care of at home if something happens. You don't want to be in the best assisted living. And you don't want that cancer coverage to overcome that $5,000. I want you to sign this form. You will sell 1/3 of those the next day. But it's followed through. So we're going to go to the next page, and I'm going to come back to this one in just a minute. I showed something very similar to this the last time I was here. I called it the cheat sheet. This is the way clients buy. It's not necessarily the way they should buy, because agents feel more comfortable selling an HI plan because it covers all conditions. But cancer is where their 0 premium plan can go to $500 a month. How do I get there? How do I get there? I take that total max out of pocket and I divide it by 12 months. It's telling everybody, you're going to keep 0 premium. You may have to raise the out of pockets, but 0 premium needs to be the option. Because they want it to appear that the government is giving you what? Free health insurance.
Right.
But let's talk about the property casualty agent. You have a $1,500 claim because your window just got smattered and covered by a dump truck. And you call the PNC guy and you say, hey, I want to file this claim. What's the first thing he tells you to do? You might want to think about paying cash for that. Because if we file a claim, what's the next answer?
It's going to go up.
It's going to raise your premium.
Raise your premium.
The next year you get a premium increase anyway and you didn't file the claim. And you call them and you say, hey, I didn't file a claim on that. Can't help it. That's just what rates are doing. See, they get to say that and do that because you're required to have those policies. And they know it. So we're going to go back to this page before, Everett, because I want to show y'all something. So everybody that has a homeowner and auto policy, they're filing on this 0.04% of the time and 0.05% of the time. 0.04, 0.05. When I ask agents in the room, why do you have homeowners and auto? They go, because I have to. That is not why I have insurance. I have insurance because I don't want to pay for a roof out of my savings account. I don't want to pay for a car that got all smashed up out of my bank account. I want someone else to pay that where I pay a smaller premium. That's what insurance is. So if you sold these same clients the necessary plans, if you sold them a cancer policy, they would file on it 40% of the time. This is a stat pool ages 18 to 89. So Mrs. Jones, you think it's okay to have a homeowner's policy, but you don't think it's okay to have cancer coverage when you're going to file on it 40% of the time? Raise that deductible on that homeowner's and afford the policies you're going to file claims on. That's how we build a package of protection. How are you being protected against cancer with that auto policy? You're not. How many claims have you filed on your home in the last 5 years?
One.
They talk you into a 3% deductible. You got a 30-year roof, but the next storm comes along, blows out your 30-year roof. They don't waive the 3% deductible. They say, sorry, that's what you chose. Well, guess what? You need to choose a cancer policy. Because if you're telling me you can't afford $30 a month, you don't have $6,000 sitting in a bank account. Quit buying all the junk in a trunk that your kids are going to have to get rid of anyway, and buy quality of care in your golden years. If you can't afford it, who makes your financial decisions? That's the question number 2 you're going to ask always. And when they give you their adult children's names, you write those down. What's their phone number? What's their email address? I want to make sure I can talk to them when you go into the hospital, because you are going to go in the hospital if you live long enough. It's when you come out of the hospital that I'm worried. Because your Medicare plan is not going to take care of you when you come out. So question number 2 or 3, if you're taking notes. What were you paying for health insurance before you retired?
There you go.
Great news. It's not going to be that much. Now, how is that? I can't come in and coach you without asking you questions. Or I can, because I'm physically able to, but that would be stupid. But why can't you ask that question? It's not because you are physically unable. You just don't ask it. Is that true? Okay, good job. I love honest people. So, the next thing you need to remember is I've got to have a call to action. So that's the next thing you're going to write down. Call to action. Everybody is going to write down their call to action. That's going to be 10 people that you're going to call between now and the end of the week. 10 people you've already written a Med Advantage or Med Sup on. And don't give me the excuse that they're a SNP client. Because 9 out of 10 times a SNP client's child is working.
Yep.
And they've got a good job.
Yep.
And they would rather pay $30 to $90 a month than to take off work and have to take care of their parent or pull money out of their 401k. You see, I don't like excuses. I was taught from a very young age about sports. And the first thing my dad told me, he said, you see this this field full of ball players. Maybe one of them gets to go to the majors. Doesn't mean they're all not working hard. Doesn't mean they're all not doing what they're supposed to do. But you see those other people that don't get picked, they're going to say it's not fair. The only way to get around it's not fair is to change it. And the way you change it is getting to people who can afford it. The adult children can be the owners of these policies. And Mrs. Jones, I do not want that call from your child that says, Mama's got to pay $8,000 and it's supposed to be zero. Why didn't you take care of my mother? I want your daughter to say no to me 3 times. No to cancer, no to home health care, and no to short-term care. And I guarantee you she's not going to want to say no to those 3 things because she doesn't have a job with unlimited PTO. If she's taking care of you every day, she's either got to pay for it or she's got to take off work. Which do you want her to do? If you're the 1 out of 3 women diagnosed with cancer, the out-of-pocket on this particular MA plan is $8,000. It's got all your doctors, but the out-of-pocket's larger. If her 401k is $30,000 right now, you just took 1/3 of it. I don't believe that's what she wants. If your child was diagnosed with cancer, Mrs. Jones, what would you do to keep her alive? Y'all can answer. I know the answer.
Anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? That daughter's going to do the same for you, Mama. That means depleting her 401k. That means changing her lifestyle. That means moving to you just because you didn't let me talk to her about spending $90 a month. So, that same client that you sold short-term, long-term home health care to, they're going to file on that one 70% of the time. Dental, not even dental, vision, and hearing, 100% of the time. The way we sell dental, when we talk to a client, is do you want your Medicare with or without dental? Because you may not realize that Medicare does not pay for dental. Doesn't pay for vision, doesn't pay for hearing. There's some plans out there that have very skinny networks that will give you some coverage, but it's not enough. That's why so many clients are choosing to get care credit, pay 18% interest for a $2,000 root canal. I need your dentist name because I want to add him to the network. But the great thing about this plan is you don't have to have a network. You can use any dentist you want, and I haven't met a dentist yet that doesn't like cash. They may take all your benefit, but they like the cash. And guess what? You don't have to pay 18% interest, and he doesn't have to keep charging clients 18% interest. So I want to network with him. And then in case you haven't heard, Mrs. Jones, 1 out of 1 people die. And the worst thing about a child grieving their parent is being angry that they have to pay for their funeral. How many of you sell life insurance? That's good. That's really good. That's probably a better representation than most of what I get. So that's fantastic. Now, I'm going to tell you all a challenge. The largest producing health insurance agency in all of Manhattan Life is a company by the name of FFL that's an integrity partner that I train every week. Tony Holland heard Victor Sanchez said at the Integrity Innovate, if it wasn't for this girl sitting right here, and I know Tony heard it because he sat next to me the whole time. He said, if it wasn't for this girl right here, these 2 people would have been booted out of FFL, but now they're the number 2 and the number 3 most profitable agencies in FFL. And it's because they're selling all of the Manhattan Life portfolio. Oh, you were there too, Everett. You heard it. Yes. So, why aren't you doing that? All y'all that said you're selling life insurance, how many of you have ever had to pay a debit balance back on a life policy? Yeah, it's miserable. Well, what's great about selling health with life insurance is the persistency factor. When you have all those products with that client, they see you as their agent. Okay? Now we're going to go to the next page. Next one, sorry. Okay. Don't just sell plans. Innovate your presentation with the necessary protection. So remember what I said about the hearse coming up to the door? Okay, now I want you to think about yourself. You're 70 years old. And you are in the hospital, and the social worker comes in, and she says, we've got 2 prescriptions. One for you to rehabilitate at home. It's going to take you about 30 days. Who's going to bring someone in to take care of you? And you, the 70-year-old, are going to go, well, I thought I had some home health care on this policy. You're going to get 1 bath a week. That's what caused my mother's sepsis and took her life. She wasn't being bathed enough. But yet we're uncomfortable in bringing that up for $1 a day. I know sometimes it feels like we're at church and I'm giving the invitation. But I am giving the invitation. I'm giving you the invitation to do what's right. Every time. We have a declination form that works miracles. We have a thank you letter that works miracles. We also, since I've been here, we have launched the new Queen of the Bundle sales course that you can all register for. The only thing you have to register for that is an Aetna SSI writing number and a Manhattan Life writing number. So if you're not contracted with those 2 carriers, Everett will make sure you are. I know he will, right, Everett?
Yeah, we can do it
Woohoo! Yep, we can do it today. And then you can get in on the sales course. And the way we set the sales course up, which is really cool, is we have one of our partner offices came in. He said, Galen, I get so tired of seeing you say the same thing over and over and over. You just look so worn out. I'm going to develop you a sales course. So he did. So he came in and he interviewed everybody on my team and me as if we were sitting across the table from each other. And he asked us all the questions you want to ask. So when you're watching it, it's not like someone's talking at you. You know how those sales courses are where you just turn them off or you act like you're listening and they're boring? It's not like that. It's actually a very interactive course. So I've already told you guys, you've been told the what. That's right. It's your job to show your client what their ACA MA or MedSup does not cover. How many of you sell in the under age 65 market? Okay, there is a plan with Manhattan Life. We just got approved in February, double the comp for under age 65 on the HI plan. And that plan will pay up to $10,000 on a hospital stay or an ambulatory surgical stay. How many of y'all do that? And it's literally $1 a day. And that plan, if you write 2 of those plans a week, you will make an extra $40,000 a year.
Wow.
Another tidbit that I want to give you all. So if you've got a client that's on ACA and they're having to go to bronze because they can't get a subsidy like they once had, that's how you start your first option. This plan's going to have a $10,600. Now it's going to have $12,200, I believe, is the out-of-pocket this year. We've got a plan that'll cover $10,000 of that for around $1 a day.
Someone has a question.
Yeah, but that comp now, let me tell you all the comp. The comp on that street level is 60 points. There is nothing like it in the under age 65 market. So if you're not selling that one, you should be. And they offer bonuses on it as well. Yes, sir.
What was the name of the plan again?
Manhattan Life, and it's called the HI Select. HI Select. I call that out-of-pocket buster coverage. And everybody likes it because it works. And we're now working on filing a $15,000 out-of-pocket. So hopefully that'll be available before the next OEP. The other thing is on the ACA, you've got a lot of clients that are just like, I can't afford $2,000 a month, I can't afford $800 a month. In our sales course, we teach you how to bundle the affordable choice plan that I designed for Manhattan Life. We sued the federal government, we won to keep that plan in the market. It is an ACA alternative plan, and I will tell you that 2 years ago, I just got this stat that we had started this deal with FFL. We now have 40 of their agents going on the Manhattan Life incentive trip to Spain. They weren't writing anything 2 years ago. So what does that say to you? You could be on a trip in Spain with me, doing the right thing every time. And you get rewarded for it. So many of us writing government plans, we forgot about carrier trips because part of government plans is they can't be incentivized. You don't have to do certifications to write any of the Manhattan Life portfolio or the Aetna Cancer Plan. You just go to town. So on MedSup, like we were talking earlier, we talk about what it doesn't cover. Do you want your Medicare supplement with or without dental? I'm telling you guys, a lot of you that have been writing zero premium, you're going to start writing more high deductible G because these people aging in, they know what it's like to have an HSA plan. And they don't want to pay $8,000 out of pocket if they are the 1 out of 2 men diagnosed with cancer. If they got high deductible G, they're just paying their high deductible. They're not paying all that other stuff. And that high deductible is a whole lot less than $8,000. Medicare supplement was supposed to be the PPO option. Well, what happened in the last 5 years, because they wanted to get more people in MA, what did they do? They cross-pollinated. So they made all these PPOs over here come over here. Well, the Med-Sup pool got nasty because only the sick people are going there because they know they don't want to pay these deductibles. And now we've got a new problem. Y'all are getting some of the news, we're not going to have any PPOs over here for zero premium. And then people are like, but my doctor's not there, my hospital's not there. You go show them Med-Sup, and now because we got birthday rule over there, we got all these rate increases and low comp over here because of guaranteed issue. And they're like, the agent's like, well, I don't live on want to sell that because I'm not going to make any money. And I don't really want to sell this because they're not going to be happy. Their doctors aren't in it. And so y'all are just sitting there with your swimsuit on and nowhere to go. Well, go to the bar. Necessary plans. What I've told our senators, our congressmen, and all the committees that I talk to, please don't take renewals away while you're working on this stability issue. So as long as they keep your renewals there, we need to be adding other dollars to make up our loss of revenue. And when you do the right thing for the client, you make up those dollars. Think about this. I'm an orphan. My mom and dad have both died. But I would want my mom and dad treated like the pinnacle. The people that pay you every day, they are someone's mom and dad. And you should be treating them just like you would want to treat your own parents. I don't know many parents that are paying you $100,000 a year. But all of those parents combined are paying you money. And so when we start bringing out what we do and how we do it, it helps. So we'll go to the next slide. Okay, so, and y'all are, Everett's got this slide presentation. He'll share it with you. This is the hack. Re-innovate your business plan every single day. How many of y'all use AI? Okay. You know, this last year, Galen, AI is going to replace us. It was like Chicken Little all over again, you know. I can't tell you all the Chicken Little stories I've heard in 41 years. And I love for them to run because I just stay in place and there's more business for me. That's really my secret to success in this business. Is while everybody else is leaving because it's too hard, I stay. And I love it. Just love it. Because then they'll come back around and go, well, I left for a little bit. Seems like it's gotten a little easier. No, it hasn't gotten a little easier. It's just the best business in the world. I get to help people every single day. So, what I do with AI is I ask it questions. I was training my marketers the other day. And I go, you know, guys, that HI Select is so slick with Manhattan Life. You know, seniors have a reoccurrence of going back in the hospital. I would say it's probably 30-40% once they've been hospitalized. And they go, I don't think it's that high. And I go, well, how high do you think it is? And we were kind of making wagers. And so we asked, Chat Girl is what I call ChatGPT. Because those are my friends when I'm on the road, Chat Girl and Siri. We're on first name basis. But I asked Chat Girl, I said, so, what is the chance of a senior re-entering the hospital for multiple admissions after being in the hospital for 3 days? She came back with a statistic that blew my mind. She said, returning to the hospital in the next 30 days is a 28% likelihood. I was asking about the whole year. So this Hospital Indemnity Select, what it does is it resets every 60 days. So like that $10,000, if you sell a client under age 65, and let's say they're 64, and they go into the hospital, and then they have another recurrence in 2 months, they get another $10,000.
Galen, is that taxable?
No. He always asks that question. I swear Everett pays way too much taxes because he is always asking, is that taxable? None of these plans are taxable, okay? And that's what makes it so exciting. Okay, researching every day the rising cost of out-of-pocket on Med Advantage, which includes the 20% out-of-pocket chemo and radiation. So think about this. You're calling a client that you didn't get. Those are your best leads, y'all. People you didn't get to last year, your best lead. Call them up and say, hey, that's a great plan that agent sold you. I'm so sorry I didn't get a hold of you, but I'm just curious. What did he enroll you in to overcome that 20% on chemotherapy and radiation? Because you know you've got a 50% chance of getting cancer. Works every time. I'm either going to get a yes from the client or I'm going to get a yes from the adult children. Researching the high cost of skilled nursing after their 20 days. When my mom was admitted into the place I wouldn't leave my dog, she literally was paying it would have been $135 a day. That cost is now $300 a day. What are they going to do after day 20? Call you? Be mad at you? What happens when they say, don't you have coverage for this? Are you going to say, no, I don't? Because that would be a lie. When you offer it, you don't have to worry about fibbing. Knowing what it's like and the hardship that relies on adult children as caretakers or the other spouse who is probably elderly as well, taking on all this stress and hard work. My mother, when my dad was sick, she was having to lift 148 pounds of dead weight in and out of the shower. It's what triggered her rheumatoid arthritis and ended up killing her. Caretaking is stressful. Seniors do not want or deserve to be humiliated and embarrassed that their adult children or spouse is having to change a diaper when they could be sitting there and visiting. But we think it's too uncomfortable to bring it up. That's how you bring it up. Would you want Medicare supplement with or without dental? We've suggested that. We have a great way to eliminate that large out-of-pocket on your $10,000 plus deductible on your ACA Bronze plan. That's the how. Next slide. It starts with you. You have to change your mind. So I want to stop there for a minute because it's 11:15, and I want to ask you all a question. How many of you are writing down your 10 names that you're going to call? Okay? Thank you. Thank you. You got a lot of people in here getting ready to go to work. Now, you're going to call the 10 people. What is going to be your first words to that client?
Hello?
Hello's good. Hello is good. Okay, so here comes the bullets. Y'all ready? All right. I had an agent ask me yesterday on it was on Tony's group call yesterday. She goes, okay, Galen, you've given me all this, you inspired me, but I don't even know where to start. And I go, how about transparency? Saying, I just went to a training. I kind of knew this was out there, but I've just not been talking to people about it enough. And I want to get you to tell me no 3 times so that my conscience is at peace. And either you can make the decision or your adult children can. But if you're that 1 out of 2 men or that 1 out of 3 women diagnosed with cancer, your 0 premium plan that I enrolled you in could go to $300, $400, $500. You should know what their out-of-pocket is. You sold them. Another way of getting around it is saying, hey, when we finalized your 0 premium plan, we went over the disclosure, and one of the biggest bullets on that disclosure was the 20% of chemotherapy and radiation. And we didn't do anything about it when we enrolled you because we were all in a hurry. But we need to make sure you're prepared for that. Who's going to help you make that financial decision if you're that 1 out of 2 men or 1 out of 3 women? Who's going to pay that $5,000? Because there's a way to pay $30 a month where you don't have to worry about using your money. You can use that as money. Then the other thing I want to talk to you about is if you go into the hospital and you come out of the hospital and they tell you you have skilled nursing. Do you know anybody that's ever gone into a nursing home, Mrs. Jones? Why, yes, I do. Okay. Did you know that some of that has to come out of their own pocket? I don't want you being that client. I want you prepared, not scared. That's a word they hold on to. That's a catchphrase that seniors love to hear. Okay, we'll go to the next slide. 3 pivotal questions. We talked about them, how to use them in the presentation. But I want you to take a view of this, and I want you to think about how that looks when you're calling these people back. You have to know how they're going to answer before you ask the question. So, what I want you guys to do for just a minute, everybody needs to pair up. 2s and 2s. If you got 3, y'all can make it work. Okay? But what I want you to do is I want one of you to ask who helps you make your financial decision. I want the other person to answer, and then I want you to finish. Okay? We're going to do that for like 2 minutes really quick. Go. Okay, time. Okay, I'm coming to this table. Who asked the question? You did. Okay, who answered? You both did. Okay, so I want you to stand up. Yeah, because you're gonna judge your table. Okay, so everybody listen up. Woohoo! I'm being my grandma. That's how she got our attention. Woohoo! Okay, so your name is? Margarita. I love margaritas. Okay, so Margarita asked the question, who helps you make your financial decision? What was the answer they gave? Nobody. How did you address it?
Then I want to talk to you.
That's how you addressed it?
That's how I address it.
Okay, what did they say after that?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. Let's answer that. I like that because that is typical. Typical. Because a lot of these seniors don't want their adult children in their day-to-day business. Okay? But what I've learned, having moved my mom 3 times, so I moved her out of her house into a duplex into assisted living into a nursing home. And every time you move them, what are you doing?
In their business.
You're downsizing their belongings.
Money going down.
And then you start seeing all the junk they got. There's a life insurance commercial right now where the lady goes, they don't want our spoon collection. And it makes me think about my cherished teddies. I love those little teddy bears. But my son's not going to want those. My daughter's not going to want them. My granddaughter's not going to want them. But I'm not ready to pack them up yet. Right? But they're paid for. But it did make me realize I don't need to buy any more cherished teddies. That commercial did. So when they say nobody, the immediate response is, that may be your answer now. But when you're admitted into the hospital, nobody is not an answer. When you're dealing with the billing clerk or the admissions clerk at a hospital or an assisted living or an oncology clinic, nobody is not the answer on the form. It's check, credit card, debit card, or insurance company. That's the answer. The answer is not nobody. So now which answer would you give, Mrs. Jones? I'm going to ask you, who helps you make your financial decisions now that you've been diagnosed with cancer? They're asking you for $8,000 out of pocket because that's what your plan calls for. Who pays the $8,000? What's your answer?
I still do.
You would have to, but what if you don't have it?
I guess
Who pays it?
I guess a loan or something.
A loan? You're going to take out an 18% loan. Do you think your children are going to love that?
No.
They would rather take the money out of their savings. Is that fair to them?
No.
So we need to solve that problem. Either y'all can pay for this together, or they may choose to pay it on their own, or you may choose to pay for it. But somebody's going to pay for it because we don't want you dead. And I'll talk to you about your life insurance later. But right now we're talking about just keeping you alive. You just stepped on my parade. I was closing her. But go ahead.
When you come to someone that already has cancer, how do you address that? Because they didn't think about it, because we talk about it.
I usually tell agents, that's a problem, let's get down the road. But I usually write their adult children. Because I'll say, I can't help you today. I wished I could, but I got a little birdie I'm going to tell y'all. In the next 30 to 90 days, we're going to have a guaranteed issue cancer plan with one of my favorite carriers. But I can't tell you who, and I can't tell you when. And don't put a gun to my head.
Guaranteed issue.
You can narrow it down. But what I would have said there is I would have kept going, like this question. Well, Galen, I've had cancer. Okay. Can't do much about that right now. How long ago? If you say 3 years, 4 years, we got about 18 months to wait. And then I'm going to call you again. Hopefully it doesn't come back. But now we need to worry about if you need skilled nursing. Because once you've been in the hospital and once you've been sick, that's the next thing that could happen. And the option is we can either do home health care or we can do skilled nursing. Now, y'all can't all see this, but this is atypical of my clients. Even on phone, I can hear it because I've done phone sales for so long. But I saw her nodding her head like this. That does not mean no. That means, oh my gosh, why did I not do something? So, when people do this, don't go, okay, thank you, have a nice day, I'm scared of you now. Don't do that. You lean in. I'm so sorry that this is the first time we've met. I wished I would have gotten to you before that happened, but all I can do is solve for the problems that are going to happen. And for around $60 a month, we can solve other problems. And you notice, I don't keep talking. You want her to think. You want her to go, oh my gosh, when I got diagnosed with cancer, if I met Galen first, I would have got $10,000. But because I did business with her, I'm just kidding. You gotta have some fun. You gotta have some fun. I mean, hello. But, okay, so we're gonna do another one and switch it up. The person who asked last time gets to be the answerer, not the asker. The next one is, what was your health insurance budget before you retired? Go.
What was your health insurance budget before you retired?
I didn't have one.
Didn't have it. Okay, well, let's get together so we can plan. Anybody should have a health insurance budget.
Time up.
No, they don't.
Time. Okay. So you asked the question and you are Zena. I almost got that. I zeroed in a little more. But that would have been a little too personal. But Zena, I can see something. Okay. So Zena asked the question, what was your health insurance budget? What was your answer?
It was coming out of my payroll.
I love that. How much was it? Every paycheck.
A month or bi-weekly.
Whichever. I can add it.
$76.
$76 bi-weekly. You had a really good employer. So when you left your employer, what did they offer you for health insurance?
That Cobra,
Cobra? And how much was the Cobra?
double.
So it would have been triple? Y'all must have worked together. Okay.
300.
So it went to $300 a month. Okay. That's still a very good price, believe it or not. Who did you work with? Just make up something. ABC company. There you go. ABC. What other benefits did you have?
Dental, vision,
Dental and vision,
life.
life. Did you use your dental and vision policy? You did?
Yeah.
How often did you go to the dentist?
I go twice a year
So would you prefer your Medicare plan to have dental or not dental with it?
with dental.
Are you prepared to pay for that dental?
After retirement, I would have to know what that would cost.
Good. What is your budget?
Adding dental.
Well, I'm gonna build you a package of protection. Employers don't always do a good job of that,
Right.
because like you were just telling me your benefits, I'm gonna make sure you have life insurance. I'm gonna make sure that you have a good dental, vision, and hearing benefit. I'm also gonna make sure that you understand what your Medicare plan doesn't do, because we're probably gonna have to go a little above that budget, but it'll keep your out-of-pocket expenses down, and it's better to plan for. Okay, are you on a pension, Social Security? What's your income like right now?
It's Social Security.
Social Security only? Is your house paid for?
Yes.
Okay, great. So what is your actual budget for health insurance now? Have you given any thought to it?
I'm not giving any thought to it.
Okay, so there's a couple of options we can do. We can put you on a Medicare supplement plan that lets you use any doctor at any hospital, or we can do one of the zero premium plans that you see advertised on TV. But that's kind of like a liability plan with your auto. So you're gonna have out-of-pocket expenses when you start using it. But it at least allows us to build you a good comprehensive package. So let's go back to what you think you can afford. To build you the best package of protection, we're gonna need to think about $300 a month. But it's gonna get you a whole lot more than Cobra, and your out-of-pocket's not gonna be as high. How does that sound to you?
300 a month sounds safe.
Okay. That's how you close that. Anybody have any questions there?
Good job, Caitlin.
Yeah, good job.
Not my first rodeo, Tony. I've sold some health insurance in my time. Okay, now we're gonna do the last one, because I promised Everett in my time today that we're gonna make y'all all skilled.
Amen.
Okay? Now, next one. Wouldn't you rather use an insurance company's money instead of your own? This is new for people because they're not used to asking this. So I'm going to give you some ways to change it up. Okay? So let's say I'm over here talking, and she didn't have $300. And she said, I really only have $90 or $100, because that's what your ad said. Okay. Well, we can work with $100, but if you could help a little more than that, it would allow me to show you options where you could use an insurance company's money instead of your own for these out-of-pockets. How does that sound? Okay, so if we're going to go from 100 to 300, what's your comfort zone?
100 to 300.
Two.
150.
150? You'll be on the lower end, but you may have to go to a Medicaid nursing home. But if we go up to 300, you'd probably get to choose skilled nursing that you would like to go to.
300.
Okay. All right. Now, the reason I gave that to y'all before you asked this question, because this is new for everybody. All right? What I want you to think about when you ask this question, think about you just smashed up your car. And you go in, and now you're going to need a rental car for 60 days. Because you have a foreign car. I know this story. It's real. Happened to me. Somebody rear-ended me. An illegal, by the way. But they had insurance. So I was good. But it was crappy insurance. So I had to go through a lot of hoops. Right? But when what ended up happening was they had my car for 2 months. My car was only a month old. Now, I had rental car coverage offered to me by the other company, but they were only going to give me $15 a day. Go find a rental car in Dallas-Fort Worth for $15 a day. So then I called my agent, and he goes, then we'll have to file the claim, and then we'll have to later go subrogate it from them, which is going to cost you an increase on your premium. What do I say?
Go do
That's okay, I got another car in the garage, I'll drive it in. But what if I didn't have another car?
it. You gotta pay it.
Okay? So, I want you to think about things like this when you're asking customers this question. It's better to take care of it on this side of it instead of that side of it. And Mrs. Jones, something that you might relate to better than seeing yourself going into skilled nursing is, let's take a car accident, for example, and you don't have rental car coverage. Now your kid's got to come get you, take you to work, take you here, take you there. Do you really want to be a burden on somebody else when you can use an insurance company's money? So I give more education on this question because the first two are pretty cut and dry. But this third question is really what closes the client. Okay? So I want y'all to do that now. So go.
Yes,
Right?
sure
How
was.
much? Okay. So I believe you're all skilled. When someone says absolutely, what does that tell you in your heart?
I got him.
I got it. The next one is how much and what goes on. Uh-oh. Here we go. I've been collecting zero all these years. Now I gotta ask for a bank account. What do you have that comes out of your bank account every month?
Honest stuff.
Mortgage? What else?
Insurance.
House insurance?
Life insurance.
Now, think about it, Margarita. You're having to be at home for 60 days. Are all those bills still going to come out of your bank account?
Yes.
How are you going to pay those bills if you're not working?
Well, I have long-term insurance.
You have long-term
Care
care?
insurance.
How's that long-term care going to work at home?
And short-term, actually.
She's very well insured, which I'm hoping I'm her agent, but then what I'm going to do is ask for her agent's name and try to recruit him. Okay, sounds like we got a good one there. We need to get him over here.
Yeah.
But go along, because this group doesn't have people like you, typically, right? So they say, yeah, those bills are still going to come out. Well, you're 64. When are you retiring? When do you get to start drawing Social Security?
67.
So 67. That's
Well, it's still a long time away.
Yep.
Now you're home 60 days. I think it's worth $90 a month to know that if that happens to you between now and the time you turn 67, that you have a way of paying for that. It's a small price to pay for security. See? So, y'all have got to get over the webs in your brain. You have been brainwashed by TV, by your clients, by other agents. You have got to erase all that. So pretend you're a new computer. One of my good friends spoke at this conference last week, and she said, you know, when you've got all these negative thoughts going on, and I've been trying to get her speaking more and more and more because she's just such an influential speaker. But she goes, when you've got all these negative thoughts going on, you need to reboot that computer. And while you're rebooting that computer, you can still load in new software. You can load in new software. So while you're all leaving here today, and of course I think Tony's talking after me, so y'all are going to be empowered. But when you leave here today, Your call to action is first, my 10 people. The second thing is, Everett, I called the 10 people. I got 1. I should have got more. How do I fix that? Give Everett all your objections this week. Don't wait, because you'll have a crappy AEP. Start today. And then get him the objections, and we will overcome them. If we go to the next slide, right here. No. Your cross-sewing boot camp, anybody can come to those. You just have to pay to get there and pay to stay there, but it's 100% free. The next slide, these are on our educational system. And these are the assessment form and the appointment flow chart for senior clients only. We're developing the under age 65, but anytime you're with a senior, you should say, by the way, what is your spouse's age? Y'all writing that down? Some of y'all are shaking your head, but I don't see a pen in your hand. I don't know how that happened. Okay, so by the way, how old is your spouse? Because with your spouse's age, we may be able to get you a discount. Because we get to use the youngest spouse's age on the Aetna Cancer Plan. And when you save them money there, then you can write them a skilled nursing plan. So you always are trying to save money. Now the next slide, Everett. This is how you stay connected with me. That's my QR code. That'll show you my Facebook. It'll show you everything I'm doing. Probably more than you want to know. But you'll be able to see YouTubes we're doing, forums we've got out there. You'll be able to register for the educational course. And then I'm going to talk about group real quick. Yes, sir.
Sure. Someone could have more than one of these funds, right? You could have 2 or 3 funds.
Oh, yeah. No
No.
subrogation, no coordination. These are hospital indemnity plans. They can get as much cash as they want. Okay, now let me talk about group for a minute. I understand we've got some group guys in the audience.
Anybody sell groups?
Anybody sell group? We got 1, 2. Let me tell you, all these individual plans work in a group, and the reason I like selling individual in group, Manhattan has had group products for years. But the reason I like selling the individuals in a group and group list billing is because when they leave that employer, they can take them with them. They're all portable. And the commission is higher. The minute you start selling group plans, the commission goes down. So all of the individual plans can be sold in a group setting. If you later want a group plan, reach out to Everett, and he can reach out to me and I'll get you the right people. But after some of our agents wrote group, they went back and converted it all to individual plans because they wanted the higher comp.
Doesn't Aflac stop at age 64?
Aflac?
Yes.
I'm not sure on Aflac. I know that their cancer plans are guaranteed renewable, but I'm not sure about their other plans. I can double check that. I have good connections at Aflac. What is that again?
The question was, doesn't Aflac plan stop at age 64? When do you sell Aflac, right?
Yes.
Don't it stop at age 64?
No, once you have the plan, if you enroll payroll before the age of, payroll the age is after 65 that you can enroll. But you can only enroll individually up to the age of 65. Once you have it, you can keep it, but the critical illness will end. It's different on payroll versus individual. It's like at 75. Yeah.
Okay.
I think only the critical illness ends, the cancer does not.
You don't have that problem with Manhattan. And a lot of that's because it's being written in a group setting. So individual plans, we created the individual portfolio so it could be written in a group setting, because when we were visiting with groups, a lot of the problems were some of those plans were non-portable. Some of them are, some of them aren't, and customers were confused by it. So just make sure when you're working group, you ask them, which of the plans do you have are portable? And if they say, I don't know, well, now's a good time to find out if you're getting ready to retire. So that was good information. Thank you for that. Okay, so I have got 10 to 15 minutes, and I like to open it up to Q&A. So I'm here to answer any questions, comments, whatever you got. Yes, ma'am?
Excuse me. I always run into individuals who can't get the cancer, heart attack, or stroke plan because they may have had a stroke in the past. So what do you, other than putting them under just a cancer plan, what other plans can you offer that individual if they had a stroke maybe 5 years ago?
I would definitely go home health care. Home health care questions are absolutely the easiest to answer. I mean, there's 2 questions on that home health care application, and almost everybody qualifies for it. You know, they have to be able to do certain daily living, but the OmniFlex with Manhattan is fantastic. It's a hybrid of a long-term care policy. We sell a ton of that with Manhattan Life. If you're not contracted with Manhattan, you're missing out. That almost all the products you need to sell are in their portfolio. And when I first started with my agents, I only had us selling 2 carriers. We sold Manhattan Life and Aetna. And we did it because I knew if they screwed something up, I could fix it with both those carriers. That's first. Number 2, it's easier. When you know a carrier's ins and outs and you're enrolling, it makes the presentation smoother. Mother's maiden name is what's used on all the applications with Manhattan Life. There's not an application they have that you cannot enroll with mother's maiden name. So super simple. A good question. Yep. Next. Anybody? Y'all are an easy audience today. Yes, sir.
Can you, talk, about the commission?
The commission, yeah, I usually have a slide on that, but Everett has that in the last presentation. I sent a while back, what's in it for me. Do you have that old one? It's not on that one.
No, I don't have it with me right now.
Okay, so what I will do is I will send Everett, when I get on the plane today, the what's in it for me slide, and it's based on street level comp, and some people get paid more, some people get paid less, but it's a good way to look at it. It's a way of showing you how to make $500,000 a year, including no renewals, including no ACA, no MA, no Med Sup, because you all know you're going to get all that, but it's an income that people are making. I have several FFL agents that went from making 5 figures to, they're heading towards 7 figures. Yes, ma'am.
When is your next boot camp?
The next boot camp is July 20th, and it is full. We've got 13 people on the waiting list right now. We are finalizing the August dates right now and the September dates. So if you follow me, the August one should be announced in the next week or so.
Do you have them multiple times during the year?
We have them every month right now because of necessity. I'm trying to create little prince and princesses that can go around the country and do this for me. But right now I'm in demand. So we're having them in Fort Worth, so it's just a little easier for me. And who doesn't want to come to the Fort Worth Stockyards? It's amazing. But we have a lot of fun. So what we do is we have you come in. You're there by 11 a.m. on the first day. And then we have lunch, 11 to 12. 12 to 4 is nonstop product development meeting. And then, product knowledge meeting. At 5, we go to dinner together. And then the next day, we do all role playing. So for 4.5 hours, it's nonstop role play.
So Galen, last time you was here, if I recall, I remember you saying that you had did about, what, $1 million or so many $1 million in 1 week selling a product. Could you explain what you do?
So with 7 agents, we wrote $1 million in health insurance premium, just writing necessary plans and giving the ACA business to the federal government.
Mm-hmm. Was that done in a week?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Wow. 1 week. Yep. Yep.
Are these plans of protection regulated?
No. They are government, they are insurance department regulated, but not certification requirement. So all of these are insurance products.
So what I mean by that is, can you
Oh yeah, you can do all of that. Matter of fact, if you go follow me on social media, you see me advertising this stuff all the time.
Okay.
I get about 200 leads a year myself, just from my Facebook following.
And then my last question is.
And our agents. I'm like, yeah, I can write your cancer plan, but so can you. Go ahead.
You mentioned that the commissions were generous, but I think I also heard you say that, there were no renewals, so there's no.
No. What I said is there's no renewals included, but you're gonna get renewals.
So what do you-
I show worst case scenario,
Okay,
that if you sell 3 of those packages a week, you're gonna make $500,000 a year.
okay,
And then the renewals would just be on top of it. ACA would be on top of it, MA would be on top of it, and MedSup would be on top of it.
okay.
Yes, ma'am. No, I don't do business where there's no renewals. Yes,
I was wondering.
that's why I ran from MA for years. Okay, yes, ma'am.
My question is, in bringing this up in Rose's meeting, I heard you say yesterday on the recording call that perhaps you would bring it up, these, extra ancillary products before the scope of appointment?
Always. Always. We've gotten to where we use the scope of an appointment as an excuse for us not to do the right thing. And all we do is complain that the government makes us do it, and then we use it. So here's what I want y'all to do. You gotta get rid of stinking thinking, okay? That's why I say there's been a lot of bad brainwashing going on. Scope of appointment does not need to be signed until that client decides they want to go 0 premium. Once they go 0 premium, you get a scope signed. You can still talk about all these ancillary plans. You just can't talk about life insurance or annuities. I got that fixed in 2013 because that was ridiculous. So, but when I talk to a client, the way our pitch would go is we're going to talk to you about what your options are. And then once you decide which health plan you want to do, it's going to dictate what we can talk about after that.
That's how I do business.
That's the truth. When I'm talking to CMS, I mean, I've gotten to meet Peter Nelson, I've gotten to meet Dean Modes, I've gotten to meet John Brooks of HHS. I mean, I talk to those people all the time because they know I'm compliant. They also know I sue the federal government. You know, and I don't like being known for that, by the way. I hate it. But that's the only way to get people to listen sometimes. And they have, and they've been very kind ever since I found it out.
Individual that, let's says, okay, they live in the state 6 months out the year, and then, you know, a lot of people go to Florida, whatever.
Yeah.
Or a lot of times
Snowbirds.
people going over, you know, outside the country.
Well, outside the country, nothing's gonna be paid. Period. Yep, nothing's gonna be paid.
So,
Yep.
so Gail, one of the things I've done, can you take the information from the Aetna or Manhattan and rebrand it with your information on it as a flyer?
You mean have your link and everything on it?
With your link, with your information?
Manhattan Life will do that for you in-house.
Okay.
Aetna, I don't believe does that right now, but Manhattan Life does.
Because I created something similar to what they had and rebranded. This is what it looks like. And this is what I'm doing for the team. Hold on a second. Sorry. So when I'm in my workshop, I talk about this, and it gets more of my clients in the group. It's just, it's identical to what they have in the Aetna.
This is totally allowed because Aetna's name's not on it.
Yes.
Yeah, you can do that all day
Okay.
long. Anytime you have an insurance company's name or logo, you have to get it approved.
Okay.
But Manhattan's pretty easy about getting things approved, but Aetna is tough because of CVS. Yes.
Last time we were here, we had
Oh
such
Lord, I'm being quoted. Okay.
You had a wonderful presentation, and I implemented a lot of what you said,
Thank you.
and was able to write a lot of cancer, stroke products.
Thank you.
And so, for those existing clients in the book of business, you know, I did that with my new people. I started doing that with.
Are you writing it with Aetna?
Aetna?
Yay.
Yes, I am. And so, with the
Very
existing,
passport.
existing book of business,
to go back, do you recommend having a specific campaign for like your older clients that you didn't catch before, since I've been doing it with my newer clients? What do you recommend there?
So the way that I trained my one-on-one agents, and this works well when you do this. Say, look, when you're aging in, you have two options. You can either take the Medicare supplement package of protection, or you can take the Med Advantage package of protection. As you age, rate increases may eat your lunch. And if they do, we can always go back to Med Advantage. We can't always give out 225 policies, because we should have a 2.5 app attach rate, okay? Then the next thing I want you to do is any questions you have that I didn't answer, or you didn't want to ask in public forum, because that happens, get those to Everett, he'll get them to me, and I'll return them back. He did that last time. He sent them to me while I was on the plane. I ricocheted them right back. Okay, so you had another question?
I did. So I
Yes.
just wanted to make sure, so with Aetna, your preferred one is for the cancer policy. Is with Manhattan Life the best one for the skilled nursing facility?
Manhattan Life, I write the home health care, I write the hospital indemnity select, which is the copay coverage, the observation stay coverage, the ambulatory copay coverage. That's the same plan I told you that you got a double comp increase on the younger ages. What y'all need to do is really play around out in the Manhattan Life sandbox. They've got it out there so you can play with apps, enroll, and see how it works. So once you're contracted, they do just-in-time appointments, because I know some of you are multi-state licensed. Get appointed. And then as soon as you get contracted, then you can play around with all these plans, and you'll see what all they cover. But that home health care, if they're under age 70 and they're taking 2 prescription drugs, that plan is basically free. Because once they file that claim for those 2 prescription drugs, it's going to pay their monthly premium.
So the cutoff is at 70?
Well, I just know under age 70, 2 prescription drugs will pay for it. If they're over 70, it'll cost them a little money. But that's a good presentation to use. Yes?
Yeah, what's final expense plan?
Manhattan Life has the cheapest in the market.
Is that the one that's like 105 count?
Uh-huh. And let me tell you, you don't ever have to worry about anybody replacing your business.
Okay.
The only people that replace your business are scoundrels, because that premium's the lowest in the market.
And the street level commission for Aetna is what? If the cancer plan is about 70?
So 80% street level on the cancer. That's 30% more than GTL and 20% more than Mutual and Cigna.
Wow.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Quick question, for the prescription drug plan that you were just talking about, what was the name of that plan?
Home health care. If they're taking at least 2 prescription drugs and under age 70, they can basically, once they file the claim each month, they get the home health care for free. Okay? So everybody should be writing home health care.
Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna hand the mic over to you.
This was fantastic, right, guys?
I'd like to thank Galen for coming out, flying out from Texas. So we have lunches ready. We have a great lunch for you guys. Then we're gonna spend the afternoon with Tony. He's gonna really show you how to build your agency for those who wanna build and understand the magnitude of what integrity is doing and how they're putting all this together. So thank you, Galen.
Thank y'all.
So-
Y'all
Once you finish, guys, okay, so we'll be out there for about an hour, then we're gonna take the place with us. We got a great menu, so.
Everybody is so excited about it. Folks,
Because you are now going to a new level. Not because of anything else, because we're going to a new level.
After seeing Bill yesterday, I was like, oh my goodness, I gotta be here.
I need a picture of you with a big piece of chicken in your hand.
Oh no. I was blackmailed because I'm supposed to be on chicken and salad only. Yeah, see what I'm doing? Bring it home.
All your contracts. This side.
So, without further ado, I'm trying to get Tony's slide to download. I'd like to introduce Mr. Hollins. Woo! I met him a few years back. I don't know if I should get my music for you, but because I'd like to see him do his thing. But maybe a few years back. Okay, the music, because he's a dancing machine. Dancing, dancing. So I met him a few years back. It's been about 10 years now, though, really. And when I first met him, I was with another group, another upline, and I transitioned in with Tony and Global. It's been a beautiful ride ever since. So he's gonna come to you this afternoon, so as I get these slides uploaded, talking about the 10X in your business and how this is gonna take you to the next level. What we do as an integrity partners and what Global is offering for our agents who are on the outside looking in at Global. So Tony, go ahead and do your thing. Okay. Right. You want me to play your music before I
that's fine. You can do whatever you want to do. It's your show. I'm just here. I'm honored to be here. I'm honored to be here. Come on now. Good afternoon. I'm so thankful and honored to be here. And it has been about 10 years now, hasn't it? Yeah. Maybe a little longer than that. I first came out to Chicago. By the way, I was a big Chicago Bulls fan when I was younger. So I love Michael Jordan, love Chicago. I never came to Chicago until Hellspring came calling. You guys remember Hellspring?
Yeah.
Hellspring. And I was building the largest IMO in the country for them. And it was previous to that called Bravo Health. Maybe you guys have heard of Bravo Health. Bravo got acquired by Hellspring, and they asked me to do what I was doing across the country and do it here in Chicago, because we were just dominating. We were doing more than all the other FMOs combined. And I'm like, I don't know anything about Chicago except for the Bulls. And so they said, well, come on out. It was Melanie Waterberg. I don't know if you guys remember her. She says, why don't you come out and see if you can do what you've been doing in Baltimore, Philly. I mean, I dominated Jersey, Houston, Tennessee. Like, come to Chicago. So I came out to Chicago. I met this gentleman. I was going to help him build an organization here because they didn't understand IMOs back then like the way I did it. Because we have a lead department. I mean, we did a lot for people. And within a year, we were the #1 group here in Chicago. And so there was a transition that happened. We talked about transition. And they kind of bumped me out and moved into my spot. I was like, okay, I'm done. Goodbye. You know, I went on and they were, well, we're going to give you some money for your effort. I'm like, that's fine if you do, you don't. But it was pretty much, I was used to help build this other group. And then the Hellspring moved me out. I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I left. This other guy that was part of that group goes, what about me? I'm like, what do you mean, what about you? I'd like to do the deal with you. Come back. So I came back out. Did the same thing with them within a year. We were dominating that other group, the old group, and every other FMO here again. And I was able to help build a company called Oak Street at the same time. You guys remember Oak Street? Yeah. Well, I was their original IMO. I was their only IMO. I was their exclusive IMO. So I was exclusive with Hellspring and exclusive with Oak Street. So I helped build both of them out here from their very first location. This young lady remembers me. We met in the hallway. She remembers, and we killed it. And then that next group decided to make a change too. I'm like, that's it. I'm done with Chicago. I called this man up and said I was wishing him well. He was the first on my list, and I was going to call Lynn, I was going to call Willie Mae, I was going to call everybody up and say, hey, I'm done. I ain't never coming back to Chicago again. Even if Jordan came out of retirement, I'm not coming back to Chicago. He goes, whoa, that ain't happening. He's the one that talked me to come back again. He goes, no, because I told him, I said, I'm letting you guys go. Y'all can go on your release with this other guy. He goes, well, we ain't going nowhere. We staying with you. And so that's how it started. I flew back out again, and it's been the greatest blessing for me. You guys are like family to me and my wife. And every time I come out, it's like a revival. I remember that one we had the whole audience in tears. Yeah. And what was his name? Ira Hicks? Yeah. He in the back crying. It was moving. I was like holding back tears. Everybody was in tears. So I love Chicago. And a little bit how I got started in the business. I kind of got in this business by accident. Me like y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to Johns Hopkins University, studied engineering first, and then I went into pre-med. I had no clue about doing insurance. I mean, how many of y'all, maybe you all are different, but no one in high school, at guidance counselor, or in college taught us about selling insurance.
Nope.
Am I right?
Nope.
Never heard about it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I grew up in a railroad town. I mean, usually you work in my high school. I remember we called the Brunswick Railroaders, because that high school, most old high schools, were preparing you to work for the local industry. And in Baltimore, most of those prepared you to go work for Bell. In Brunswick, which was Western Maryland, you were gonna go work for the railroad. And I grew up in a single parent household. Most of y'all know my story. Didn't know my father until I was 46. Some other man was on my birth certificate. That's a whole other story. That'll be my book. It's coming out soon. But it was tough. My mom did the best she could with what she had, but I did experience a lot of trauma. I saw a lot of violence, experienced a lot of violence, a lot of abuse. So I went through a lot, and I'm just trying to pay it forward to show people there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Amen.
And you know, I was able to forgive my mom. We were estranged for about 20 years, but I was able to forgive her. And I realized she struggled and she went through some things and abused herself, and she just didn't know how to handle it. And but I was thankful for some principles she taught me. One thing, she loved preaching at me. Okay, and she made sure the Bible was in the household. So we went to church. We went to Catholic church in the morning, and then we would go to Baptist in the afternoon. Don't ask me why, but we did. So I'm thankful she brought that in my life, the understanding of God and having God first in your life. And went off to Johns Hopkins, played football, and wasn't quite sure where I wanted to go. And I knew medicine wasn't for me. Because I realized real quick I didn't like blood, I didn't like hospitals. Wrong profession, right? I mean, it's kind of part of the job. And I was just miserable. I was just like, I don't know what I want to do. So I applied for a job on Wall Street. Actually, they recruited me to go work on Wall Street. And I found out real quick why they're called stock brokers. I ended up broke. You ever been broke before? I couldn't pay a $20 on Citibank bill. I mean, that's how bad it was. And I did it for 9 months. Because I watched that movie. I was glamorized by that movie, Wall Street. How many of you got?
Yeah.
And I thought I was going to be this power broker, making these power deals, corner office, and limos. My limo was a yellow car that went by every day. That was my limo in New York. The jokes get better, by the way. I'm sure. And that's why I had my warm-up video, he hopefully working on, was going to start off right, because I think comedy is good. And I went to Wall Street. Like I said, things didn't work out like I planned. Ended up living out of my van. Now, it was no regular old van. It did have shag carpet in it. Y'all remember shag carpet? How many of y'all remember shag carpet? Okay. It also had paneling. How many of y'all remember paneling? Paneling. You know, I had a little teardrop window in the back. I actually had a picture to show y'all. He ain't got set up yet. But it's in there. That's all right. I'm going to do my thing anyway. This thing leaked oil from the front and gas from the back. So I used to have to jack it up at night, seriously, so the gasoline wouldn't leak out the back. So I was roughing it. And I actually worked in this restaurant chain called Libertori's, a Italian restaurant chain in Baltimore. And I didn't admit this until the book writing has been going on. I finally admitted, Thomas, y'all know Barry Thomas? He had a trash can. I said, I'm not going that way. But I'm going to get it before it goes to the trash can. Because I used to get frustrated. Like I was taking meals back, it'd be a steak.
Wow.
I was overdone. Throw it in the trash. I'm like, what? That's a $30 steak. I ain't throwing that in the trash. So after a while, I just started having a cooler in the back and dump it in the cooler, and that was my lunch and dinner the next day. So, I didn't eat out of trash cans, but I did it off people's plates. So, and a buddy of mine, Ray Mazzone, was telling me about the insurance business, and when he found out Wall Street didn't work out, he heard I was living out of the van. He goes, "Won't you give insurance?" Insurance? Sell insurance? I didn't go to Hopkins to sell insurance. He goes, you didn't go to Hopkins to be working in the restaurant business, but here you are. And so I gave it a shot, and I started a company called American Income Life. You guys heard of American Income Life?
Yeah, I do.
So that's where I got my start. And it was a labor union insurance guy. I grew up in a labor union family, so I could relate. And I had no clue what I was doing. And thank God they had a temp license back then, because I'm not so sure I would have passed that test, but I was just lost. But my first month, I made over $7,000 my first month, 8,000 my next month, and I was hooked. And I was like, man, I get to help people and change lives, and I was the first person in my family to make over 50,000. I actually made 125,000 that first year, and I was in 1994. So don't tell me, with all the technology, everything we got now, you can't do well in this business. It's easier now than ever been. When I started, we had to use an ADC map to get around. You know what an ADC map is? You had to spend an hour the day before mapping out the coordinates before you went in the field again. If they didn't have an ADC map, you had to go to ask the police station, the fire department, or the post office how to get to this house. And that's how it was. We had pagers and a roll of quarters, and you prayed the town had a payphone machine that worked. Y'all remember payphones? This young man don't know what I'm talking about. Right? Not today. I don't know what that is. You had to put a quarter in and make a phone call, right? And sometimes it'd be a line there. People were waiting to use that phone. So, and I'm like, I look to the technology now. You got GPS to tell you how to get there, right? Now they got cars, these Tesla cars. You could take a nap on the way to the appointment. It'll drive you there, right? I had this lady, Cammy White. Y'all know Cammy White on our team. She's talking to me. I'm like, you better keep your eyes on the road. She goes, oh, I'm in my Tesla. I don't have to. She's talking to me, doing all this stuff, not even looking at the road. She goes, oh, the car's taking me there. Can you believe that? You got all this technology now. I mean, you guys have like e-apps. We didn't have e-apps. We had what's called paper apps, right? You had to go to the house to sign them up. Go figure that. You had to have a wet signature, actually a signature. You had to take the policy, okay, back to the office, overnight it. We did at least have overnight service. We did have that. And then they gave it back to you. You had to go deliver it and re-explain it and have them sign they understood it. That's how it was in the old days. You ain't got to do none of that stuff now. I mean, you got AI technology. Isn't it amazing? Let me tell you something right now. I get taught, listen, as part of my speech. Watch who you listen to, please. Watch who you listen to. I was at a conference last week with Galen. You got all these people talking about Medicare this and Medicare this. When I got into the business in 2008, Medicare, people told me it was the worst decision in the world. How wrong were they? I mean, Medicare ain't going anywhere. Okay? And AI is not taking anybody's job. Now, somebody using AI is going to take your job. You hear what I just said?
Yeah.
AI is not going to take your job, but somebody using AI will take your job. AI is going to transform this business. But that's why I don't feel sorry for it. If you're not making $250,000 a year, the problem is the person in that mirror. Hear me what I'm telling you. We got over 6,000 agents. 6,000 agents in our organization making over 7 figures. So what's the problem? The problem is you. And that's what I call it like it is. Okay? There's 4 things. It was part of my presentation. I'm going to teach you. Please take your notes down, because you got a guy that came from nothing. Y'all know my story, right? Y'all know about what happened, right? I told y'all what happened. Okay? Abuse and all that, went off to school and got into the insurance business. And it wasn't easy. And I went with one company. I helped found the company, and for 10 years I built this company, and they decided to part ways with me and keep my renewals. Can you believe that? I had to go to court. I sued them, get this, for 8 years and $1 million in legal fees, and I won that case. And I got my money plus interest, and the interest was 7 figures, which was nice. But I'm gonna tell you something. If it wasn't for Medicare, I don't know if I would have made it. Because I'm going to tell you how powerful this business is for me, why I love this business, it frustrates me when I hear agents talk bad about this business, because they don't know what they're talking about. What? Let me ask you all this. Would you take real estate advice from a homeless man? Well, why are you talking to people about Medicare that don't know nothing, don't have nothing, never done nothing in the business? Get off them forums. Get off them sites. Medicare is the best thing ever happened for me. If it wasn't for Medicare, I wouldn't have what I have. I'm telling you, that 1 year in Medicare with Bravo Health, I was able to make up for those 10 years of residuals that were stolen from me. And I was getting $35,000 a month back then, just in renewal money, not front money. I had to start all over. I made all that up in 1 year selling Medicare. Thank the good Lord, it's the best business in the world. You hear me?
Yes, it is.
I thought I'd get some amens on that. Is this working? Is it it working now?
No.
Working now?
No.
Is it working now?
No.
How about now?
No.
It's on now. There we go.
There
There we go. Gotta watch that button there. I'm telling you that because I'm living proof of it. Okay? Yes, I got a Hopkins degree, but I started at the very bottom and worked my way up. And I was able to be blessed enough that this business did so well for me. That company that I was in couldn't believe it, how well we're doing. Now, guess what? Now they in the business of doing Medicare. It was a shocking part about it. They were totally anti what I was doing. I'm doing what I'm doing. And I was blessed enough to do extremely well. We were the #1 group at Cigna. And at one point, thank you, we were doing over $1 billion a year in premium for them. Thank the good Lord for this business. And it got so good that I got a call from Brian Adams with Integrity. You guys have heard of Integrity?
Yeah.
I think everybody in this room should have heard of Integrity. We're buying everybody. Well, they called me up and wanted to acquire my company for a nice sum of money. Can you believe that? Poor kid with no dad, getting this business and be at a level that I was making LeBron James money. Matter of fact, he's my next door neighbor in Miami. Yeah, and he's a big dude. I'm like, good Lord, he is big. And in shape, that man is ripped. I'm like, good Lord, I gotta take what he's taking. You know, peptides, whatever it is. He's ripped. So, and what happened with Integrity, and I was scared. You know, I wasn't first to make this move. I had AmeriLife call me, I had this company call me, that company call me, and I chose Integrity because I looked at the top. When you're judging where you want to work and where you want to lay your hat, the leadership has to be key. Because I've had some really, really good leaders. I've had some horrible leaders in my life, okay? I'm going to tell you this, Brian Adams is by far the best CEO leader I've ever worked with. And how I know that? I went and met his wife. He was shocked. You want to meet my wife? I'm like, yeah. Kathy and I are flying down. We want to meet you and your wife. We're going to take you. He goes, nobody's ever asked me that. Because see, I can tell a lot about a man through his wife. The glory of a man is seen in September. I was just recently announced the newest owner of a major league sports team, the Baltimore Orioles. So that was a big I tell you guys all that not to impress y'all, but to impress upon you what this business can do for you. I'm the one special. But I had 4 things I locked down. I'm going to give them to you, okay? Now you're ready for the new final. Number 1, and this trips people up sometimes, but number 1 trait I'm going to give you, you got to keep God first in your life, okay? Can I get an amen? Amen. Okay, and I've seen things happen, miracles happen in my life. People ask me, how did the Baltimore Orioles deal come about? I'm like, it was the grace of God. I didn't ask for it. It was laid in my lap. I didn't even ask for it. You know, if you keep God first and do what's right, blessings will come your way. Number 2, you got the right attitude. It's a big challenge for people. I know you've been abused. I know you've had stuff happen to you. I mean, I can remember my mom used to beat me until I bled. That's when she knew to stop. Okay? I had things said over me. Kids should have been said over. I was told I wish I wasn't born. I had stuff happen to me in school, bullying, things I went through. I understand that. My number 1 challenge when I got out of college was this.
Yeah.
The number 1 challenge I see for people outside of keeping God first is their mindset.
Mm-hmm.
They've been polluted by the system. I was polluted by the system. My mother, my grandmother. And in my book, I talk about the system. And if you guys really want to understand that even further, go read a book by Robert Kiyosaki called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He talks about the system. His dad, who was a well-educated man, caught the system, and his best friend's father, who didn't want to be part of the system. His best friend's dad, at one time, was the richest man in Hawaii. His dad was the highest level educator in Hawaii. He was a superintendent of the public schools. The system is corrupt. The system is designed to keep certain people in a certain place. In my last speech in Salt Lake City, I said this, and I'm going to say it here. We're celebrating our 250th anniversary. And I think that's amazing.
It is.
We're the greatest country ever in world history. Do y'all know that? Do y'all know we have foreigners coming for the World Cup? They come here and can't believe it. All the blessings we have, like what they got these Scottish people on, we don't know what y'all complaining about. Why are you protesting about? What is all the nonsense? Y'all got more cereals in 1 hour than the whole world has. I mean, the guy was in a grocery grocery store looking at the cereals. And it shocks me. Because I remember 9/11. How many of y'all remember 9/11? How many of y'all remember? You remember where you were? Yeah. I was on my way out in the field. My wife grabs me before I got in the car. She was going to see this. It was about 9 o'clock, a little bit after 9. And I saw the plane. Then I said, I'm like, this doesn't make sense. And I saw the second one. Wait a minute. Wait. Do you know for 3 to 4 months after that all happened, we had no black people in this country. We had no white people. We had no Asians. We had no Latinos. We had no gay. We had no straight. We had no Muslim. We had no Christian. We had no atheists. We had no Jews. We had Americans.
That was it.
We were all on the same page.
Yeah.
We were all one people. And that's what I would love to see our country get back to. But this game of divisiveness is the problem. These politicians, I know there's a politician, I'm not blaming you, brother. not on you. Elected official, thank you, sir. We love you, appreciate you, brother. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your comment. Can you give that gentleman a hand, please? Thank you so much. But I'm telling you like it is. I've seen it all. I've done it all. I've been in the worst neighborhoods. I went through all kinds of nonsense. I've been in both political parties. I'm a proud independent. But there's a world of divisiveness to keep people divided. And that's how the powers be stay in control. Because for those 4 months, we were all in love with each other. There was no protesting, there was no fighting, there was no racism. Everybody was, we got an issue. We were together. More people went back to church than ever in history. So I would love to see that and help you understand that what I did different than most people is because of my mindset. I made money during Clinton's era, Bush's era, both Bush's era. I made money during Obama's era. I made money during Trump's era. I made money during the Biden era. And Trump. Guys, quit listening to the nonsense.
Amen.
Focus on your family and your community and keep your mind right. So some people say, what did you do exactly? When I was in my car, write this note down. I made sure radio didn't matter. I didn't know why they had a radio in my car. I listened to, back in the good old days, cassette tapes.
Yeah.
I remember cassette tapes. Yeah. Then I brainwashed myself to Les Brown. You guys heard of Les Brown?
Yeah.
Les Brown always used to say this. You gotta be hungry. You gotta be hungry. Les Brown. Tony Robbins was one of my first mentors. You heard of Tony Robbins?
Yeah.
Brian Tracy. Tom Hawkins taught me how to sell. I went to all his boot camps. He's the one who taught me how to guess clothes, choice clothes, the oblique comparison clothes. Brian Tracy taught me a lot about business philosophy and sales. I got to meet Zig Ziglar. You guys heard of Zig Ziglar?
Yeah.
Godfather of all of them? Jim Rohn. See, I realized I had a problem, a challenge, that I absorbed what was taught to me by my mom, my grandmom, and the public school system. That they were training me to be here. And they trained y'all to be here. I had to reprogram myself, and it wasn't overnight, but it was a progression. And Tony Robbins taught me, he says, just get better 1% every day. And keep working on this. Watch what you read, watch what you look at. I don't look at the news. People have to tell, like I remember that January 6th thing, people calling, you gotta watch this. I'm not turning that stuff on. I don't want to see it. I'm very careful what I allow in to hear and what I allow in to hear.
That's right.
Okay? I don't get caught up in that nonsense. But like I told you, there's a group of people that want you in that situation. If you got them fighting, they ain't got time to worry about what's most important in life, which to me is your love for the Lord and your family.
That's it.
What's best for them. Okay? So that's number one. God first. Number two was attitude. Number three is your work ethic.
Work ethic.
Ain't nothing worse than someone lazy. Especially a lazy man. Usually women go, amen, by the time. Because a man don't work, he shouldn't. He should not eat. Women always know that one. I don't know what it is, but the women always know that scripture. Man don't work, shouldn't eat.
So I added him on this, but it's the Tendex.
What's that?
It's the Tendex file from the other week, what we used to do.
Okay, so what you do?
We just went to the global and got it.
Okay, all right. So you want to play that now?
Come on.
Go ahead and play. He wants to play this because he says I'm not funny enough.
No, this is funny.
Go ahead.
When they're healthy, when they're sick. If you're healthy, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you're sick, you got two things to worry about. When you gonna get better, But if you get worse, you got two things to worry about. Whether you're gonna live, whether you're gonna die. If you live, you ain't got to worry about. But if you die, you got two things.
Hell, heaven.
Y'all give it up. What's up, Corny? So, getting back, I think you're still laughing, you know? Have a good time with this business. That was one of the things, I'll give you all know, when I went to that client's house, I wouldn't make them laugh. I'm giving them hugs, I'm helping them with their laundry, helping with their dishes. I was a long-lost grandson. And I used to tell them this, y'all right down, I'm going to give you some nuggets. You got some great nuggets from Galen, right? She on point, wasn't she? But one of my best nuggets, I used to tell agents that when I go out in the field, I tell them up straight up, somebody getting adopted today, Miss Johnson. Because I'm going to show you some of the amazing things. We're going to transform your life. We're going to prevent generational poverty. We're going to make sure when you're in the hospital, you got nothing to worry about, when everything's going to be taken care of. You're going to love me, okay? Because I'm going to show you some things you've never seen before. So someone's going to get adopted. If you're going to adopt me, I'm going to adopt you. So let's see who gets adopted today. That was my first choice close. Did y'all get my point? You give me that 1% of your trust, I'm going to earn the other 99. So you got to have fun with this business. And that all comes back to that attitude thing. Then your work ethic. Your work ethic is key. You got to work like stink in this business, Art Williams used to say. So let me give you a tip on what I did when I worked as an agent. I stayed busy. Activity's the key. This young lady right here, Tracy Lane's been one of our top agents of all time. Well, she sees more people than anybody else. That's it. That's all she does. And our top call center person, guess what? They talk to more people on the phone than anybody else. We track the numbers. That's it. When I figured that out in 1994, after my first month, I beat everybody in the office. I finished #1 in the country out of 2,000 agents, my first year. And my secret was, I just saw more people than y'all. If you just stay busy doing the right thing, there's only, put this, I got this from Tom Hopkins, give you some nuggets. You only work at 2 times in this business. When you're in front of someone that can enroll in your product or service, or on the phone. Other than that, you unemployed. Okay, so that's what I did. 6 days a week, sometimes 6.5 days a week, sometimes 7. I did whatever I had to do to be in front of people. I typically was in front of 12 to 15 people a day. My goal was always to be ahead of the game. I wanted to make more money in a day than people made in a month. My average day back then, I would make, when I really got good at this, and I got good doing Medicare and other products, it was nothing for me to make $3,000 by noon as an agent. My best day, I did 80 enrollments in one day. You know how? I did groups. How many people in this room? 40, 50 people? I'd rather do this at one group for 2-3 hours in a church, especially the church group. You know why I like the church groups? Because they were open on Sunday. And I can see a whole group of people like this on Sunday. Especially if it's a Baptist church, because I can we eat good like we did just now. Well, how about that food today? Was that food good or what? That's why I like the church group, because they eat like it's Thanksgiving every Sunday. And by the way, the Baptist church have a bass player. I grew up Catholic. We had no bass player in the Catholic church. A drummer, an organist. Man, I tore that church up, 80 in one day. I got 300 total out of that church over the next month. Don't tell me that it can't be done. I'd rather see a group than one-on-one. You see what I mean? That one became my next secret sauce. I worked smarter. I did the same presentations for 20, 30, 50, 80 people. And I would do 2 or 3 of them a week. And people thought, how are you writing on this business? I said, well, you guys going from lead to lead to lead. I was going from group to group to group. That's what I did. VFWs, American Legions, churches, like I said, I love churches the best because I got to get saved every Sunday. I got healed every Sunday. Boom. You know, you ever been healed before? You fall out. Never did that? Never felt that? Yeah. I used to watch this stuff on TV. I'm like, I want to be able to do that one day. When I get hit in the head and go, yeah, Tony ain't right. So, y'all, since my personality, that's how I am. Just take it or leave is how I am. When I go in a client's house or I'm doing a group, them seniors love me. Matter of fact, you remember the extra help program when it first came out? They had Chubby Checker on it. How many of you guys remember that? That was what I played in the house and in my groups. Come on, baby, let's do the twist. Y'all remember that song? Yeah. And I had these old people rocking in the chair, wheelchairs, rolling, twirling each other. We had a ball. So work hard, but have fun at it. You know, I looked forward to going to the fields. I knew I was going to have fun with the clients. It was like a comedy show. They couldn't wait for me to come back. And some of them I'm still friends today with. It's been 32 years. I still have seniors call me up now and then. Family members call me up. And my fourth one is say God first, attitude, work ethic. You have to have the right skill sets. You got to master this business. You think LeBron mastered how to play basketball? Well, that's how come the man can be a multi-billionaire. You understand me? You have to master the trade. And too many agents, you know, they get in this business and they don't do the basics right. Like you never say, Miss Johnson, when you buy this insurance. No, it's when you own this insurance. I never say sign your name. I say put your name, authorize, or prove it right here. My closing technique was real simple. Who do you want to be the emergency contact person, your son or your daughter? Or who do you want your beneficiary to be, your son or your daughter? Well, can you give me that address again? Just correct spell your last name? I went right to the app. It's called the app close. You got to know how to do that stuff. You got to not only know the product inside and out, you got to know basic sales techniques. So those are my 4 tenets. Hopefully that helps. So getting down to the nitty gritty, I wish you'd had my slides. I had some good stuff. I had a video of Shark Tank. The Shark. How many of y'all heard of Shark Tank? Yeah. And I'm going to tell you this. I love that show. I mean, I like sports. I watch sports and I watch Shark Tank. That's about all I do with a TV set. And Shark Tank, I love it because it teaches basic sales skills and techniques and business skills. And I ask this question to all my audiences when I travel around the country. I play the video. Sorry, we couldn't play the video. I would ask people this, and I ask you all this. If Shark Tank came calling you tonight, because all you guys are entrepreneurs, right? Raise your hand if you're an entrepreneur. Raise your hand if you're an entrepreneur. Okay? You have a business. Okay? You have a business phone number. Okay? You know what you do. You know what your product is, right? You know what your product is?
Yes.
You know what your product is. We just talked about it all morning. If Shark Tank came calling today, would you get a deal? Let me tell you something. Most people in the audience is a no.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a business plan. They don't even have a logo. I'm shocked. There's agents that don't even have a website. They don't have a business phone number. They don't have anything put together. They don't have an LLC or S corp. And you're going to go on Shark Tank. They're going to laugh you off that show. But just so you know, you have to distinguish yourself as being known and running a professional business, and you're not just an agent. You're building a multi-million-dollar business that one day you can do like me, have it acquired by Integrity or some other firm, and leave generational wealth for your children and your grandchildren. That needs to be part of your mission to do this business. Yes, I want you to help people. We want to change lives. But you need to understand this business can transform yours and put your family at a whole other level. And if I can do it, you can do it. You have to master these skills. So I'm going to go into my 10X presentation. Thing you got to do is establish your business. Y'all see that there? If you don't have an LLC or S corp, get that done ASAP. Go get an attorney, a business attorney, a CPA to help you with that, and not somebody that does taxes on the side. Get a real CPA, because the wrong person can get you in serious trouble with the IRS. You don't want the IRS hunting you now. Everybody clear on that?
Yes.
Okay? You need to set up your Fed number, professional email, website domain. You need to have a DUNS number for business credit. You need to set up a line of credit because emergencies happen, or you need to do a special lead drop, get a line of credit, and business bank account and credit card account. Do not mix your business with your personal. IRS loves that. Here's my business checkoff list. I got this from one of you guys out here. I think it was Michelle Beckford. Yeah. We stole that from her. And take a copy of that. That'll give you some extra stuff to do in terms of getting seed money, grant money to help run your business. It's amazing what's out there. I got over $1 million from the state of Maryland when I first opened my call center. $1 million.
Go back.
And some people say, how'd you do that?
Go back after.
They said, how'd you do that? I asked. I filled out an application. All I had to do is say I was promising so many jobs within a year. I said, I'll get you guys 50 people into this business. I'll train them. I'll coach them up. I'll let you guys screen them because I don't want to make sure they're the right kind of people because we just can't have anybody in this business. And what I was doing was the Back to Work program for the state of Maryland. The Department of Labor sponsored me for $1 million to get people off unemployment and teach them the insurance business. Y'all can do the same thing. Next slide.
That was valuable.
Was that a good nugget?
Yes, it was.
I don't know what that is. Keep going. Keep going. That's an easy fun to check out. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Number 2, you got to have a reliable lead resource. And for me, I always went through grassroots. But if you need leads, direct mail are great, carrier leads, survey leads, TV leads, nonprofit leads. And by the way, we have all the leads you need through Integrity. All you got to do is to go to Integrity Lead Center campaigns. They do discounts. They do bonuses. We have nonprofit leads. The Silver Sneaker Lead is one of my favorite leads out there. You literally have somebody sitting at a terminal, what do you call them, a kiosk, at a gym, filling out an application, a pre-app to get Medicare, and they send it to you. How can you not close that? They literally ask them, are you interested in learning more about Medicare? Because see, why would somebody in a gym manager, sit with someone in a kiosk to do this? Why? Does anybody understand how Silver Sneaker works?
Yes.
Okay? They want to get them in shape, right? Plus, that gym gets an incentive to do it. They get paid to have them on the Silver Sneaker program. So obviously, he's going to sit there and make sure she fills it out. Because she gets in the right Medicare plan that sponsors that gym. Get it? He gets paid. He helps her get in shape. And
they have the tuition rewards program.
The what?
The tuition rewards program.
Say what that is.
If you have a Silver Sneakers program, you can set up a program for your child or grandchild, anyone you want to sponsor, just for working out, get tuition rewards for to go to college.
Even if they're not college age.
That's correct.
isn't that awesome?
That is. Wow.
Okay.
You can pass it down.
Pass it down, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, Silver Sneaker program is an awesome plan. It actually asked them at the end of the questionnaire what plan they want. Select tells them which plans are in their community, their zip code. And would you like an agent to call you to help you with the process? How do you not sell that? That's the easiest lead in the world. Plus we have social media leads. Guys, you have to be on social media. I was a big social media fan. I don't like the negativity, but I'm now on it. I have to be on it for my brand, for my business. You need to be there. Not for the garbage, but for promoting your company. You wouldn't believe how many seniors are on Facebook.
Yeah.
They're on TikTok. They're on, you need it to be known. Matter of fact, here's what seniors are doing. Put it in your notes. They've done surveys and studies. Before they do business with an insurance agent, do you know what they do now? They check you out. Guess where they go to? They go to social media. They look up your name and what's said about you. Are you on LinkedIn? Our seniors are more savvier than you think. They know how to use TikTok. They know how to text, which is pretty cool. Okay? So make sure you lock that down. I'm going to tell you another tip. You need to be with the Better Business Bureau. The Better Business Bureau is still used a lot by the 65 and older crowd. The Better Business Bureau actually does marketing for agents now. It recommends agents to the people on their site that are needing help with their Medicare, needing help with their life insurance, needing help with their annuities, needing help with long-term care. Better Business Bureau will say this. This is Tracy Lane. She's a great agent. Here's her highlights, and she's got an A+ rating. Here's her contact information. Isn't that a great referral system for you?
It is.
Be a member of the Better Business Bureau. Okay, next slide. I'll make sure you lock down your co-op, your carrier reps. Anybody been a carrier rep before? Work for the carriers? I'm going to tell you something. That was one of my things with Karen Schindler. Y'all met Karen Schindler, know who she is. If it wasn't for her and Randy Glisson at Bravo, I don't know how I would have survived. She was training me and coaching me, and Randy was making sure I had all the co-op I need. At one time, this was back in 08, 09, and through 2012, I was getting 20 grand a month in co-op and 500,000 co-op for AEP. Is that pretty impressive? Somebody said, how did you get that? I was at every one of their meetings. I was always in the front row. Wherever they were, I was. So when there was extra co-op money, Tony Holland got it, because by the way, I delivered, okay? At one time, we were doing lock-in 1,000 apps a week. So you can see why they were able to fund me. I was bringing home the bacon for them. Because you know they get incentivized too, just like you do. They get bonuses too, just like you do, okay? All right, number 3, you got a brand, okay? You got to have a logo. You can go to Fiverr. You guys heard of Fiverr? They can create a logo for you for $30. Sketch on a piece of paper, snapshot it, they'll send it to them, they'll create a logo for you. Business cards with a picture. I can always tell someone's a pro or not in this business by their business card. If you don't have your headshot on there, you might as well throw that business card in the trash. Because seniors don't remember names, they remember what? They remember your face. You know who caught on to this 20, 30 years ago? Real estate agents. Any real estate agents in the room? Am I right on that? Every one of the real estate agents, because they figured it out. People don't remember names, they remember faces.
Remember faces.
And I'll give you another tip. Lawn signs. I got an agency, all they do is put up lawn signs around senior buildings that says, ask me about Medicare. Red, white, blue sign. Call toll-free number. Isn't that simple? $2 sign. Ask me about Medicare, okay? Apparel, flyers, stickers. Every time I got something from a carrier, I had my own sticker. Let's say this was something from the carrier. I had my own sticker. And on the back of here or the front, wherever there's room, right here in this corner, it had my face, like a sticker version of my what? Business card. Because I'm branding, they're branding, right? They're using, wait. They're using y'all to brand, right? Are they using y'all to brand? Edna is using y'all to brand, yes or no?
Yes.
Y'all follow me what? Why don't you do the same thing back? Everything they give you says Edna on it, or Humana, or Cigna, or Wellcare, or Oak Street, whoever the vendor is, put your little label on it. You got it? It's all branding 101, right? You can get them made in Staples for 2 cents a piece. Y'all like that idea? Was that helpful? I told you I was going to bring some nuggets. All right. Look professional. And don't have sunglasses on. Don't look like you're a thug from the hood. I mean, some of these ages, I can't believe it. The way they dress, the way they look like something. I mean, you understand that's going to be sitting on that lady's desk. I'm going to tell you, you never get a second chance to make a good first impression. You've heard that. You got people thinking it's okay to wear a hoodie in an appointment. No, it's not okay to wear a hoodie in an appointment. You should look business professional, or at least business casual.
Amen.
You know, and it shocks me how unprofessional people are. And make sure your headshot's professional. I used to invest in fridge counters, the little mini ones, for $1 a piece. And I would be able to stick my business card on them. So not only I'm branding the material, who did I take this from you? Did I take this from you? I brand the material, but I brand to get this, the refrigerator. You know why? They gonna go there at least 3 times a day. And they little hefty might be 6 times a day. All right, that was funny. All right, ask me about Medicare buttons and hats. Joe Gray taught me they had the blinking hat. Y'all know Joe Gray? Yeah. He had the blinking hat says, ask me about Medicare. You wouldn't believe how much business he picks up on. And having a button that says, ask me about Medicare at your events. So be on social media, Indeed, LinkedIn, YouTube. You have to be there because the seniors are there. I told you about the Better Business Bureau and why. You get an A+ rating. All you got to do is pay your membership fee. You get an A+, and you must handle your complaints. If you handle them within 48 hours, you keep your A+ rating. Make sure you have a professional website, and it shouldn't be AOL or Yahoo. You know, make sure you clear out your voice messages, and make sure you have a professional message when I call your phone. It's amazing how many agents either have no message at all. It's like this: yo, this is Bobby. Hey. Forward your dead now. Leave a message at the beep. Your clients are hearing that mess. Now, if you want them to have a business phone and your clown phone. Don't listen to my joke. Clown. Okay. And also, any chance you can get in the paper, newspaper, what's the best? You know what the best way to get in your newspaper? Do charitable work. Call them up and say, I'm doing a fundraiser here, I'm doing this here, I'm sponsoring. And by the way, put those clippings in your presentation. Put it on your website. Put it on your social media. Because people want to know there are real good people like y'all out there making a difference in this world. Can I get an amen? Amen. All right, okay? Let it be known what you're doing. Okay? Next, number 4, you got to get referrals, educational events. What I do a whole session on this. I'll come back and do it again. How to become a 7-figure social worker. And really what I do, when I go into a house, we're not talking about premiums or anything. I'm doing all the give backs. doing a free vision, hearing, dental, and prescription drug program I have through UNA. I'm doing a free will for them. I'm helping them set up Legacy Safeguard program, okay? Prescription drug assistance. I don't know if y'all have one here in Chicago. In Maryland, we do. It's called SPAP programs. Pennsylvania, it's called PACE. They get all these give backs. As long as they make a certain amount of money, it has certain give backs for them. Resources. My favorite one is, I don't know if it's up here yet, but askhelp.org. Findhelp.org. Findhelp.org. Write that down. If you didn't write something down, at least write that down. That one tip alone will make you $100,000 this year. Okay? Findhelp.org. You plug in a zip code, it'll tell you all the free services available in that zip code. So you can do that to use it. I use it for 2 reasons. Write this down. To use it for your grassroots marketing, and number 2, to help your clients with additional services. It has utility assistance on it. It has where they can get their education, how to get their GED, how to help out with scholarships for their children and grandchildren. All this stuff for free. Free food, free clothing, free phones, okay? Look it up, put it in the zip code. And what I did in the early days, I had a printout so I could give the client the printout of what's in their zip code. And I would highlight what pertained to them. Which one of these services you think you're gonna need? Let's do this. Make sure you got them. Make sure you get in touch with them, get that set up. Got it? So I'm coming in as a social worker. I'm doing all this stuff up front, the first 15, 20 minutes of my client. How can they say no to me when I'm talking about the other products and services? It's impossible. And so put this, I used to call it the find the money close. My find the money close I did up front. I would show them up front how much money I'm going to save them on drugs, vision, prescription, hearing, and on a will. You know the average will costs $5,000 to set up? I just saved you $5,000, Ms. Johnson. You needed a will. I got that done for you now. So I'm adding up a tally of savings before I even talk about a product. Pretty clever, huh? If I could save you $500 a month on drugs, prescription drugs, vision, hearing, dental, and other services, what can that $500 go to?
To some insurance.
Go to insurance.
That's right.
What's that? Package of protection. You were listening to England, weren't you? All right. So continue on. Extra help. You guys know about extra help, branded swag, grassroots events. I love grassroots. Next slide. Next slide. How am I doing so far, guys? Okay. Good. So grassroots marketing. My favorite were churches, synagogues, mosques. I wanted to be in the religious, because it just sat well with me. For some reason, I was always curious about religion, about God, so I love the church groups. I told you why, too, especially the Baptist church. You get to eat good and dance while you're there, too. Get healed. VFWs, American Legions, I love them. Here's why. A lot of these veterans have been brainwashed that the VA takes care of everything for them. Any veterans in the room, by the way? Stand up if you're a veteran. Stand up if you're a veteran. Stand up if you're a veteran. Give our veterans a hand. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you. But a lot of them have been misinformed. A lot of them think, well, I can't get Medicare because I got VA. Does VA work with Medicare? Medicare work with VA? Absolutely it does. So what I used to do with the veterans groups, I say, you have 2 programs that you've earned and paid into, but you're only using one. Your honorable service to our country, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, you got your VA coverage. But your tax dollars you paid into the system, you're missing your Medicare coverage. Your MA coverage works with your VA coverage. They go hand in hand. Isn't that awesome? I never missed on a VFW group. 100% enrollment. Every single time. Because they don't know that they don't know. And then I would do their life insurance. They think the veterans is going to pay for their burial. No, they don't. They give you a marker, they give you a plot, if it's available, and a flag, and they'll play taps.
How much is Social Security pay?
$255. Veterans, if you got 20 years, and we'll give you $300. That's it. I ain't gonna pay for a burial. So these are some other groups. Clubs, lodges, bingo. I used to tear up bingo halls. Bingo halls were the best places, nothing but old people. And guess what? They got money. So they can afford the other products, right? You gotta pay money to go to the bingo hall, right? Food banks, pantries, senior buildings, YMCA's, gyms, rehab facilities, town halls, malls, grocery stores, diners and buffets, dentists, doctor's offices, and dialysis centers. You know one of the biggest things I taught in the early days is go through the directory. Y'all know what a directory is?
Yeah.
In a directory, it tells that panels are what? Open Or what else?
Close.
Those that were open, guess what, were leads for me. I would stop out in my zip code, those that open panels, introduce myself, no different than the pharmaceutical reps do. I'm your new Medicare specialist in the community. I see you have an open panel. Is that true? You're here with WellCare. We use WellCare. Well, I represent WellCare, and I also represent these other companies. I want to make sure you know my name in case you need help in understanding it. And how many more members would you like to make sure your panel would be closed? 300? I tell you what, you're going to have your very own PR rep, which is me. If you got any flyers or literature, I'm going to leave that in houses when I go to that and then recommend you to these clients. I'll ask you to do the same for me. Made a killing doing that. And these doctors don't have time to understand Medicare, so let me take care of that for you. Their staff don't understand how to work. Let me take care of it for you. Anytime you got a client that's struggling with their Medicare, don't know what they're doing, you got a big old poster telling them, point to the sign, call Mr. Holland, toll-free number. This is how you reach him, and he can help you with the Medicare. Let me take care of that. You don't have to pay me a dime. I'm going to send people to you. You're going to have people, let me take the headaches off your plate about Medicare. Let me take care of it. Y'all like that idea? Was that worth coming?
I love it.
You know that they trust their doctor more than their own family. What a great referral source. And they don't have to search it. Make a nice, beautiful poster. Put up in the lobby. Call Mr. Tony, questions about your Medicare. That's it. Next. These are some of the tools you should be using Medicare for You both. Extra help program, pharmaceutical assistance. I want to make sure you guys see that. What do we have next? These are my social worker tools. UNA Health Card, the diabetic program for the American Association of Diabetics, the Veterans Improved Pension Benefit Program, Free Wills, RSA certification, helping people get more out of their Social Security, Legacy Safeguard. And these are all available in English and in Spanish. Next slide. And also lock down your value care providers, your Walgreens, your Walmarts, your CVS's. My favorite up there was Oak Street. We tore Oak Street up.
Yeah, we did.
Did we tear Oak Street up?
Yes, we did.
Back in those early days,
Yeah.
we were tearing it up. Oak Street was blowing away what we were doing, and we were part of their expansion every single market nationwide. We owned Philly for them. We owned Memphis for them, Houston for them, because they knew we would deliver it. That was all because of, by the way, you guys. You guys made that happen. So I want to thank you guys for what we did for Oak Street, because if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have those other opportunities. So give yourselves a hand. The Chicago team made Oak Street. Okay, next slide. Outreach, resource to community. I got this idea from you guys. You got to be involved in the government programs I talked about, discount days for seniors, Chamber of Commerce, political leaders, like that gentleman was here. You all should lock down the political leaders in your backyard. They gonna need your vote, right? You voting for them, you need their vote too, right? They need to be voting for you. When it comes to Medicare, insurance, annuities, he needs to be telling his constituents about you and what you're doing for the community. Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
So who was the young lady that brought him? Great idea. I'm glad somebody's listening to my presentations. Thank you. That's one. You all need to have your own political leader. I know mine. In my county, they all know who I am and what I do. You need to lock down your district, okay? You need to be the known person when it comes to Medicare and insurance in that community. Go that extra mile. I always did this. Anything special I could do to make a difference in my clients' lives. Retention letters, it's not what you write, it's what you keep. So make sure with AI now and your virtual assistants, you need to be doing retention letters to keep the business on the books. And I help my clients with the donotcall.gov so they don't get stolen from me later. Okay, if you register them on the donotcall.gov, it takes them off those call center registries. So make sure you do that. That's another great tip. And my extra pro tip, have your clients add your contact to their cell phone. So what I do, I'm not done. You want to take a snapshot with you and your client with a big old smile. Store that in your phone and do the same in her phone. You get it? Because and you want to put your name under insurance man, insurance woman, or Medicare man, Medicare. So when she thinks of Medicare or thinks of insurance, she's going to think of who? You.
Yeah.
You get it? Your face and their face together, a big old smile. Tony Holland, the insurance man. And you wouldn't believe how much business she'll pick up from that. Because she'll look up the insurance man and, oh, that's it, Mr. Tony Holland. He loves giving hugs. He tells these double jokes, but you'll love him. He knows everything about Medicare. right? Y'all missed my joke there. Okay, next. Also, you heard about that from how important that is. Guys, you need to be, here's your goal. You want to come out with at least 3 to 6 policies in every household. State Farm did a study in 1921. You know that's their logo was, it said auto, life, and home. They taught that back in 1921, over 100 years ago. Why? They did a study that when you get to 3 apps in a house, so people don't leave you. Why wouldn't you do that in every single house? My goal is to get 6 if it's a husband and wife. So I'm going to get their Medicare Advantage, Med-Sup. I'm definitely getting the hospital indemnity because they go hand in hand, as Galen was talking about. And I'm getting their final expense. As a minimum, I'm getting 3. You probably can get 5 to 10 in every household. You have to do that to secure your book. Here's another reason. How many of you guys want to do this for the rest of your life? Okay? Okay. All right. Now, some of you guys say, I want to retire one day, right? Yeah. Or maybe you want to exit. Maybe you want to come to me one day and say, Tony, I want $30 million from my book of business. How many of you guys would like to get $30 million? Do you know the average one we do right now? The low end is $25 million. $25 million. The largest one we did is over $500 million for the book. Yeah, you're looking at me strange, huh? Yeah, how did you do that? Listen to what I'm telling you, to build a book of business that's diversified. The more policies you got in a household, the more that book of business is worth. You know that? Mm-hmm. And then when you build an agency, now you're really talking. You teach other people how to do it. That's what I did. Once I figured out how to make 6 figures, I helped other people make 6 figures. Once I started making $500,000 a year, guess what I did? I helped other people make $500,000. And before you know it, went to $1 million, helped other people make $1 million. You get it? And before you know it, we were all over the country. And that's when you're talking about that big time money, when you can get $100, $200 million for your book of business. Does that make sense? That's a whole other topic, because I know you guys aren't ready for that yet. Okay? You're not ready for that yet. And I wish you had my real slides that I sent over. Now, I think you did, so I have to come back again.
Yes, come back.
Because I do this thing called the 4 quadrants. And it's based on games. Y'all heard of tic-tac-toe, right?
Yeah.
Simplest game to play. Do you know 90% of agents, that's where they are in this business? They playing games.
Oh, Lord.
They're not serious about this business at all. They go from this FLO to this FLO, this thing to this to this. They spend more time watching TV and scrolling than they do in their life and their business. And they wonder why they're not making any money. Those are those agents making $50,000 a year. Maybe they'll make $40,000. Always look for the free hooker deal. Y'all know them. Y'all see them. Right? Nobody in this room, though, right? Nobody in this room. But they shucking and jiving. Y'all know what shucking and jiving means? They shucking and jiving. And it's amazing. I go out to Philly, Chicago, Houston, all the cities I've been in for 20, 30 years, and you see the same people. Same people shucking and jiving. They're playing tic-tac-toe. And they think there's something wrong with the FMO, or something wrong with the industry. It's always Medicare's fault or carrier's fault, all this stuff. They're the problem. So my presentation on the choir is how to get from tic-tac-toe money to get to paying checker money. A little bit more complex game, right? Now you're making 100, 150, 200,000. You're doing okay. And I teach you how to go from playing checkers to then playing chess. Yeah. Anybody ever play chess? Much more complex game. Yeah. More complex. That's when you're making high 7-figure money. I'll teach you how to do that when I come back. We'll do if they're ready for it. Because I have a feeling a lot of them pretending not to be tic-tac-toe, but they are. But you got to do a survey for it. I'm not going to waste my time on tic-tac-toe for it. I'm kidding. I'm just joking. But then there's an ultimate game. The game I'm able to play now. And my goal is to help people play that game. Where you can spend $5 million here, $10 million there to buy this business. See, I buy assets now. I own 9 companies now, besides Integrity. Okay? Teaching you how to where the big boys and big girls play. That's called the game of Go. Look it up. The game of Go is the oldest board game. It's a Chinese game that was developed over 4,000 years ago to teach Chinese military officers how to use their mind and combat each other. How to use their mind in combat. And it's got over like 10 to the 171st power of different moves. Chess has 30. That's how complex it is. I will teach you guys that when I come back, only if they're ready. Next slide. Y'all with me so far?
Yeah.
Got y'all thinking a little bit. Because let me tell you, listen. We got over 400 partners that exit with either 25 million to 500 million. Why not y'all? Why not you?
What did it take?
Oh, I got it here. Know what it takes? So I told you in the beginning. Stop shucking and jiving and treat this like a multi-billion-dollar business. Be serious about it. But if they can do it, why not you? Now, if you're not going to do it for you, why not do it for your children and grandchildren? Do you love them enough? Because I did. Everything I did was for my children and one day grandchildren. Because I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. And what I'm sick and tired of is these politicians brainwashing everybody that you can't get there. You can get there.
Yeah.
And the only business I've found that regular people like us can get there is through the insurance business.
Yep.
And the easy and fast way is through Medicare. Okay? I personally have done it. Came out of the gutter and made it. You can do it too. Okay? Y'all with me so far? I got 10 minutes and we gotta roll. Okay? So I still gotta change to get in my flight here. Next time. I don't wear this sort of plane. Yeah. All right, so make sure you leverage your personal assistant. If you have more than 100 clients, you need to have a virtual assistant. They're from $6 to $8 an hour. I recommend Hire Heroes. That's who I use. We didn't have this 10 years ago. It's so much easier to make money. Have a personal assistant and use AI. We got so many AI platforms. Cammy White did a great presentation last Friday, 2 Fridays ago. Use AI. Livermore is a great platform. Claude's a great platform. There's so much AI tools out. Y'all heard of Claude, ChatGPT. Livermore is more Medicare focused. It's all Medicare and it's certified Medicare. Next slide. So leverage personal assistants and virtual assistants. Onlinejobs.ph is good. And partner with a special team. If you join our organization, I don't know if you are or not, and that's okay if you don't, but I'm taking people to the promised land. I am Moses, reincarnated. And y'all not hanging out. If you're on my team, you're not hanging out in the wilderness for 40 years. You hear what I'm just telling you? Yeah. That ain't happening on my watch. We're not doing that. I mean, think about what Moses did. Got out of captivity, right? 400 years, and got reparations. They said they got paid so much gold and silver was weighing them down in the sand. He parted the Red Sea. He got water out of a rock. He turned a snake into a stick and a stick back into a snake again. Right?
Yeah.
He got a meat. They said there was so much meat. It was coming out of their nose. They had so much meat. They got manna from heaven. He worked all these miracles and they wanted to go back to captivity. They wanted to go back to slavery.
Lord have mercy.
You got people here today the same way. I'm just telling you like it is.
Yeah.
Your mind's been enslaved by the system. I want to see y'all break out. You join my team as a special team. We're here to win. Yeah. I'm the Nick Saban of the business, the Michael Jordan of the business. I don't play with knuckleheads. I'll cut you in a heartbeat. I don't have time for nonsense. Once you get a certain age and make a certain amount of money, I can be selective who I want to work with. I don't deal with drama queens or drama kings. That's the only applause I got all day.
Yeah.
I don't deal with it. I don't deal with nonsense. I don't. I'll send it to my competitor. Yeah. Go to AmeriLife. Hang on with them. They love you. I had one of AmeriLife guys call me. You signed that release way too quick. I'm like, yep, we'll find out. He goes, what do you mean? I said, do you like the circus? He goes, when I was a little kid, yeah. I said, have fun. He called me back 6 months. He goes, please take this woman back. Please take her back. I'll pay you $50,000 to take her back. Please take her back. You set us up. I'm like, you know, we buds, we friends. I'm signing that release way too quick. Yeah, I got some people get released. Go, what did I get this release for? I'm like, good luck. Wish you the best. Right. So join a special organization. Have a great upline. You don't get a better upline than this young man right here.
Yeah.
Have a phone that's decent and honorable man. Never taken $1 out of anybody's pocket. Has always been giving and loving. Never had a complaint with CMS or anything he cares about ever. I mean, he loves his team and loves his people. It ain't like that normally. I don't think y'all know how good y'all got it with him.
Yeah.
He's a beautiful man, heart and soul, heart of a lion, and he'll give his shirt off his back for his people. So I appreciate you, brother. You've been a dear friend. I love you like a brother. Brother from another mother. Back office infrastructure is important. Carrier relationships, ongoing regular training. You guys have to have that. We train 3 to 4 times a week. And at minimum. Because I'm going to tell you something. We're not training you. We're only hurting ourselves. Somebody told me one time, Tony, you do all this training, aren't you worried about them leaving, doing so well, leaving on the competitor? I'm like, no, I'm worried about them not being trained and staying. Right? Well,
Now that was funny.
that was funny. I got one. That was funny. Thank you. I'm winding mine down because I know y'all heard enough so far. Questions? Feedback? All right. Nope. Well, listen. As I close, I do have to catch a flight. It's always been an honor to come out here because you guys are like family. I got Fred and Angelica and Tracy and Lynn Lodge. I mean, y'all are like family for real.
Our managers, right? All our managers.
All managers, team leaders, Margarita, all y'all stand up. Team leaders, GA, stand up. Fred, MGAs. All like family. There you go. Thank you. I know some of y'all are new, first time we see each other, but you'll know I always come back. How many of us do this? None. Some of them call me up like, what do you do all that for? Why don't you send your Mark? Send Michael Kaplan or send somebody else. I'm like, I love doing this. I love pointing to people. Y'all get a flavor of Church of Tony, you know? It's fun. I know I was going to get her one of them, finally. We take her on trips, and she has everybody within 2 days knowing who she is at the trip. That cruise ship, they knew her by her laugh. Everywhere she was laughing, having a good time. Come on with our trips. We have a lot of great things that we offer. We do a bonus. If you bring someone to organization, we pay you $1,000, which is pretty special. If you bring an agency to us, we'll give you $20,000. I'm doing a campaign for Miami. If you bring us 10 people, come to Miami, come see my house, go on the boat, go have a good time, see how the other people live. You become your environment. If you hang around 4 broke people, you're going to be fit.
Come on.
All right?
Say that.
You hang around 4 druggies,
Yep.
you're going to be the 5th.
Yep.
Got it? You hang around 4 people that have the wrong kind of values, run around their spouses, you're going to be the 5th.
Yeah.
But also in the other reverse, you hang around 4 billionaires, sooner or later you're going to be the 5th.
Yeah.
And I got several billionaires. I get on the phone with now. I was hanging out with David Rubenstein last weekend. He's the leading partner for the Orioles. You know, part of the reason why I bought into the Orioles so I could be in that circle. You all heard of Michael Bloomberg? Mm-hmm. He's one of my partners. Kyle Ripken.
Yeah.
Grant Hill. Okay, down in Miami, I have probably 20-some billionaires in my complex. LeBron's one of them. Do you know we have, in my it's called the Aquilina, look it up. When it's the #1 ranked resort, hotel, spa residence in the United States. We have over 160 registered Rolls Royces, just 160. Wow. #1 place in the world for Rolls Royce. Ain't that something? Now you see why I moved there. I'd rather be the poorest guy there to grow to the next level, right? Than be the richest guy in my community and be held down. And that's what I found out. When I went back to Carroll County after spending a lot of time in Miami, my mind was different. I looked different. I felt different. I breathed different. It's amazing. I look back to my old community, I don't even fit no more. Because I got myself in the right environment. So I'm going to challenge you to get yourself in the right environment. Even if it's just one person. You got me. Put me in your environment. Okay? I'll help you get there. And remember what I shared with you guys in the beginning. I'm going to hand it back over to my brother.
I want you to tell them one thing.
What?
How many you need to get the partner?
All right, you need 2,000 new apps a year. 25 producing agents to be a partner. A junior partner. It's like a junior partner, and we have senior partner, managing partner. But at least you get stocks. Isn't that good?
Yeah.
When we go public, you know what I always wanted to do, what Tesla just did and Elon Musk? Have, what was it, 6,000 of his employees became millionaires? I would love to see that happen for y'all. Just by owning the stock and integrity. Our stock value is going to go through it, and we're about a year and a half away. I don't want you all to miss that opportunity. All you have to do is 2,000 apps a year, build a team of 25 producing agents.
Don't you remember they gave all the employees a stock share?
Oh yeah, we gave employee stock share $125 million worth. That was just the first time.
Yeah, I know.
So guys, listen, this is not some hype talk. It's not some junk that you see on Instagram. Most of those deals, 90% of them are garbage. This is the real deal. I'm living proof of it. This man's living proof of it. We've changed a lot of people's lives. Am I right, Fred, Angelica? Y'all's lives have changed. Tracy, all right? I remember you and I've had a lot of heart-to-hearts.
Oh, yeah.
And the number one barrier you had was what? You, right? You said, Tony, I got to break out of this. This was the challenge, and you've broken out. Look what you've done. You know, I've seen Fred and Angelica take it to the next level. It's incredible what you guys have done. I'm proud of you guys. Lynn, you know, Faria. I want all y'all want to come back at that next level.
Margarita.
Margarita. I'm sorry, Margarita. What did I say, Faria? Margarita. Margarita, I'm sorry. I need a margarita after this. Okay? So, with that being said, listen, I'll pray for you guys. May God bless you. Thank you. I'm catch my flight. Thank you, God.
Want to take advantage when integrity is launching. So I've created a couple different slides that we're doing for our team. Here's one, here's a couple more. I have a workshop. I have these seniors doing workshop. It's interactive. I have them filling in the price, what it costs for Medicare. They are actually going back to school. I took this format back when we was like young kids. We was in 8th grade, grammar school. What we used to do? We should learn, go to lunch, then have recess. Okay?
Yeah.
We're doing this for the seniors. They're gonna learn because they don't know. Then they have refreshments, and then we have a celebration because it's a transition. 65 is a transition. It's a viable time in their lives. And when you think about anybody with a show of hand, just for the sake of it, what year did Medicare sign into law? Anybody? 5. How much was Medicare Part B back then?
Remember.
You don't know
I
as
did.
agents.
I
And
did
seniors
know.
definitely don't know.
I knew. I can't remember.
What was the reason why they signed Medicare in 1965 for age 65? Anybody know? So what I do, I give them history and take history, bring it up to 1965 and take it all the way up to now and show how Medicare is changing, why it's changing, and how it correlates with Social Security, why things change. What this is going to do, guys, is going to empower the community, and you're going to have a book of business that you cannot imagine. And this is what I'm doing. We got some creative flyers, got some creative ideas. We're working, we got a virtual assistant that we're going to have 800 numbers. They're going to be getting leads and calls. The Village of Glenwood said, you are coming back in October. What's going on in October?
AEP.
Right? What's the changes in 2027 in AEP? What's the changes? Anybody know?
Scope of appointment.
Scope besides what? No, that's correct. In AEP, you can take an educational event
And turn it into a
and turn it
marketing
to a
marketing event.
and you're gonna have a bundle of individuals ready to write with you because of the contents that we're bringing to the table. Guys, this is the year to change your lives. I'm telling you right now, if you don't embrace this, if you get this thing go right over your head, shame on you. I want to work with people who wants to elevate their game and get the money they deserve.
Amen.
This is what we're doing. We have RSSAs in the room. Stand up. Tracy, Tom, Roxy. What is RSSA? Anybody know?
People
what
that's
that
a
is?
registered Social Security
So,
register.
so here's what's happening.
I was
The
supposed
government, didn't he just let go a lot of federal workers from the Social Security office? So they cannot give information out to the public when it comes to Social Security matters. RSSAs can. When we tell them that we have RSSAs in our organization, we have legacy safeguard, we got veteran special, we got these resources, they are going to come to us because we're doing things different. We're not selling, we're educating. We're out here in the community and empowering the community. And not win twice, guys, okay?
Kid one.
The next number, 0392. 0392.
Next.
No. They always win. That's not keep that. I think it's the colors. I think it. The next winner. 0422.
Woo!
Just a little bit of gas money for coming out. Gas, I take it. Okay.
Praise the Lord.
I think we got two more. The next winner, 0407.
Woo! Come on, young man.
And congratulations, he's getting ready to get he just got his license.
Yes, indeed. Praise the Lord.
So serious.
Pick this one.
And last but not least, 0, I can't see this number. 4 2 0.
2-0.
Woo!
You said what? I think you did earlier.
So, this is just a token for thank you guys for coming out and spending time with us. I hope you guys enjoy it. For those who want to get contracted with Mad Hatton or at the supplemental, we can do that today. You can be out there on the ground tomorrow.